No, do not leave. No, don't leave. No, don't leave me. I can't do this.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Oh, shit.
Welcome. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Oh my God, why is there
Good morning.
Good morning.
How many people?
Good morning.
Welcome. Hope everyone's excited for today. I know I am.
I can't. Oh my God.
If y'all could just mute yourselves as you're coming in, please.
No radio lo puedes.
All right. I think most of us are here, so we're gonna just go ahead and begin. Welcome everyone to the Elite Academy final presentations and a graduation ceremony. Elite stands for Exemplifying Leadership in a Team Environment. For those that don't know me, my name is Adami McCluskey. I am the Elite Academy Chair. I'm also an LLT board member. So welcome everyone who is new. Welcome parents, friends, teachers, and of course our participants who will be presenting today. Our participants have been working really hard over the last 7 weeks with their personal and professional development. They have covered subjects like Myers-Briggs, personal branding, netiquette, resumes, interview skills, LinkedIn development, and how to write personal statements for colleges or scholarships. I've had the pleasure of getting to know each of them over the last 7 weeks, and it's truly been a privilege. I've had an amazing time. For all the participants out there, I just want you to know how proud I am of you. It's not an easy thing to do this program over the last 7 weeks, every Saturday morning. And it really says a lot about what you value and that you love yourself. You should be proud of yourselves for all the work that you've done. It's a lot, and I'm hoping you've enjoyed it as much as I have. So today we'll be doing final presentations, and our top 3 winners of our final presentations today will be awarded with scholarships from LLT, and our top 10 participants will also receive a Macy's shopping experience where they'll be able to go to the Macy's downtown. They'll receive a personal stylist as well as a full professional outfit. Before we begin, I want to thank our LLT board, some of whom are here today, for all their support in making this program happen. I would also like to thank the Elite Academy, some of whom are here today as well. They have helped so much with all the planning and all our meetings. So thank you all so much. I could not have done it without the help of my committee or the board. They've done a lot of background work that is not seen, but I really do appreciate all their work. They've been very instrumental in all of this happening. So next, I would like to acknowledge our Elite graduates 2022. Here are all their names listed. You will hear all of their presentations today, and you'll hear about what they've learned, how they've grown, and what they plan to do next after graduation. I would also like to thank our high school partners. We've had 19 schools represented here today with our program. One of the great things about having this program be virtual is that we're able to reach students from all across the DMV area. So we have DC, Maryland, and Virginia represented here today. I would also like to thank all the nominators who recommended our participants to this program. You can see their names listed on the right. Next, I would like to thank our Elite Madrinas who have served as mentors side by side with our participants, helping them with their portfolios, with their weekly assignments, and anything else they may need. I would like to acknowledge Laura Rosari, Paula Tarico, Jessica Mahano, Delvina Serrano, Elizabeth Pastrano, Aime Rodriguez, and Glordil Hernandez. Thank you so much for being a part of this program. Some of them are repeat madrinas, so thank you as well. We couldn't have done it without you. I appreciate you all checking in and following up with all your participants, so thank you so much. I would also like to thank all of our guest speakers and session volunteers who led all of our workshops this year. We have Dr. Rubalcaba, Angie Garza, Patricia Gaitan, Allison Aguirre Bere, Andrea Hernandez, Bianca Romo, Diane Risch, Elizabeth Pastrano, Ingrid Areola, Isabella Ray, Isela Alcocer, Monica Scott, Rocio Castillo, Sam Parsons, Trisha Austin, and Katie Garay. They are the ones who led all of the sessions. They're the ones who offered their expertise. So I really want to give a big shout out to them for volunteering their time and sharing all of their knowledge. And of course, I want to say thank you to all the parents for allowing your daughters to be a part of this program and for all of your help. And thank you for receiving all of my emails as well. I know it's a lot. Muy rápido, quiero decir también gracias a todos los padres que le ayudaron a sus hijas y les apoyaron a sus hijas durante el programa. Agradezco mucho tener el tiempo con ellos y poder conocerlos también. Fue un gran placer para mí, entonces muchas gracias. I would also like to thank our sponsors, of course. We have Macy's, who has been a huge sponsor of us for many years. Salesforce, who's gone above and beyond. Feedback. Okay. And then I'd also like to thank the Arlington Women's Civic Alliance for sponsoring our program for 2 years in a row. So I want to also acknowledge all our participants have completed throughout this program. In addition to attending all of our workshops, they have also completed a digital portfolio, which includes a summary of their Myers-Briggs assessments results, their elevator pitch, their vision board, tagline and logo, their digital sleep results, personal interview results and their insight, as well as a self-reflection write-up from those interview results, a resume, an edited resume, business cards, sample email thank you, 3 questions you'd ask a college representative or future employer, and then their top 5 universities and why. I want to congratulate all of you so much for completing all of this. This is a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of editing and re-editing after the sessions. So you all should feel really proud about completing all of this. Before we begin the final presentations, we do have 3 guest judges who will be scoring the presentations today. I'd first like to introduce Joanna Maldonado. She is a former LLT board member. She's also a human resources generalist at the Urban Land Institute. Joanna, do you want to say hi really quick?
Yeah, hello everyone. It's a pleasure to see a few folks, and for those that don't have their videos on, I'm sure we'll see you later. I'm really grateful to be invited today to review your presentations. I know that this is a lot of work and a lot of time spent into this, but as Arami said, you should be proud of yourself. You've made it this far. You spent your Saturday mornings here, and I'm looking forward to seeing all your presentations.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joanna. I'd also like to introduce our next guest judge, Alana Gomez, who is the technical program manager at Amazon Web Services, who's been a huge help in coordinating speakers for our program. Lalana, do you want to say hello?
Hi, I'm really honored to be here as well. I'm excited. I've heard so much about this program and I'm so happy to be involved and see these presentations kind of come to life. I think what you girls are doing is amazing and the futures that you have lined up is so bright. So thank you for allowing me to be here. I am honored and I'm really excited to see what you guys have put together today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alana. Lastly, we have Diane Greenlee, who is the president of the Arlington Women's Civic Alliance, who will be our final guest judge. Do you want to say hello as well, Diane?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Also very happy to be here. I unmuted, so hopefully my dogs won't bark. As a retired lawyer, I can totally attest to the importance of how you present yourself. And so I think that this program is really exciting. And also just as the president of our group, with which you're not familiar, but I can tell you it is a social group, but also the most important thing we do every year is we raise money. We have what we call our benefit. And so every year we have a committee that chooses a different organization that helps people in Arlington achieve various goals. And so it's just, it's a committee, we talk about it all year, but to actually be seeing in action what our money is doing is really exciting to me. And I am very excited about talking to our board about it on Monday at our meeting. So thanks for inviting me. And now I will remute so you don't hear my dogs barking.
Thank you so much. Thank you all to all of our guest judges for being here today. I'm so excited to go ahead and get started shortly. All right. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen so I can pull up our first presentation. All righty, is everyone able to see the screen? All right, Marie, whenever you are ready, Marie will be our first presenter today. So whenever you're ready, you can unmute yourself, do your presentation, and then the judges will ask you a couple follow-up questions.
Hola, hello everyone. My name is Marie Carmen Ramirez Zamora. I am a Boricua and Salvadorian Hispanic in the DMV. I am from PG County. I am interested in social reform. Education reform is something really important to me. And within my environment, I'm currently doing a podcast that is all about educational stuff. So I'm really into talking and public speaking. Here on the side, you see my logo. I'm also really into sustainability and reusing stuff so that we can keep the earth clean, especially as Earth Day was yesterday. Here you see my tagline, live unapologetically like yourself and smile. I love smiling. I love seeing other people smile. I believe it is the best characteristic somebody can have physically, is just having a smile that is genuine. On the bottom, you see my Myers-Briggs result, which I am the teacher, or ENFJ, meaning I am extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging. I'm a very emotional person. I'm very sensitive to the people around me, and I love speaking. Next slide, please. So here first, you see some key takeaways. These are quotes that were used within our sessions. The first one is from Carl Jung. The world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you. I felt like that really resonated with me throughout that session, because I had always struggled with finding who I am, and throughout like my queer identity, throughout my Latina identity, I felt like I didn't really have a place, but then I realized I am my own place. And that session really resonated with me, and I needed to hear that, because I don't know if I would have come in contact with that quote otherwise. And here I have a quote that is from one of the speakers, Isela, and she said it's not rejection, it's redirection. This also really resonated with me because I had just been rejected from a few of my schools that I applied to, and I needed to hear it because I understand that it's not rejection. It's just to continue on further. Not everything's going to be meant for you, and what is meant for you will be there. That was like, those were my main takeaways. If you could click again, something should pop up. Here was the session that resonated with me the most. It's when we had the amazing people from Salesforce come speak to us. It is also when Isela gave me that amazing quote, it's okay to be rejected. It's a part of the process. Again, like I said, it really resonated with me because we always talk about rejection, but we never talk about how dealing with it. We don't talk about how it is needed to be put out there, because if not, we only see what's perfect. And that just whole ceremony where we just talked about resumes, it really helped me because I already thought I had a good resume, but they helped me so much. And now my resume is like top tier. Okay, you should click again. And here were like the main portions that I needed to hear, like to find your voice, be curious, time is what you make it. These are notes that I took throughout the sessions that I felt like I need to hear and I need to remind myself. And by writing them down and then having them for this presentation, I was able to really lock them in my mind. Next slide. Here I have now what am I gonna do after Elite? I will be attending Montgomery College. It's a community college in Montgomery County. I will be studying secondary education with an English focus. And hopefully with this program, I will be able to get my certification as a teaching assistant by 2024. So I'm super excited for that. And I'm so happy that I can have the opportunity to teach others, like how everyone here taught me so much. I was able to learn so much, and I feel like education is important, especially I would like to stay within the DMV or teach in more lower resourced areas where I can bring back to the community what they gave me and help build these kids up. I also plan on joining a bunch of clubs, especially I would like to tutor throughout my time at community college and when I transfer. And that is what I plan on doing with everything I've taken from Elite. I plan on taking it with me and build my network with all these amazing people. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marie. Judges, if we have any follow-up questions for Marie before we move on to the next presentation.
How would you like us to indicate if we have a question?
Oh, you can just go ahead and unmute yourself and.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Marie Carmen, I loved your enthusiasm. I'm just wondering, regarding the program, would you say that it met your expectations? Was it pretty much what you expected, or was it different? Clearly, you got a lot from it. I can tell that.
Thank you. The program meted my expectations, but it also exceeded them. I didn't think I would be talking with the people I was talking to. Like, I understood I was going to be getting these sessions with people. I didn't think I would be talking to people like from Amazon, from Twitter, or from like a whole company that would teach us things I didn't even know I needed to know.
Mari Carmen, if there's one thing you remember 10 years from now from this program, what would it be?
It would to be, I earn every opportunity I have, and I deserve to be there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next, we will have Eva James present. I'm pulling up the presentation here now. All right. Sorry about that. It's taking a second to load. All righty. Eva, are you there?
This isn't the description. The first page says my name. Has my picture.
Okay. Is this your first slide?
No, it says Eva James, and then it has like my picture and the Bolivia flag. But
All right, give me 1 second. Right here. Let's do that. All right, Eva, whenever you're ready.
okay. So my name is Eva James. I am a junior at Washington Liberty High School in Arlington, Virginia. I am a first generation Bolivian American. My mom is an immigrant from Bolivia. And I mean, I have made it my mission to kind of overcome stigma and statistic that we often face as women, as Latinas. I mean, one of my biggest takeaways from this program was just like apply anyways, like go chase those opportunities, overcome not labels that we have do not define us. And I'm accustomed to being underestimated. And I want to make it my mission to make a really positive impression and knock those I meet out of the water with like my communication skills, my worldliness, etc. I've taken on an expedited course in high school. I'm graduating in 3 years rather than 4. And one of my really big values is making a more equitable environment, both for myself, for my peers, etc. I mean, there's a really strong Hispanic presence at Washington Liberty, and I want to make sure that administration hears us. We and like tends to our needs as students. So I am working on an advisory board I made in collaboration with our principal, and holding faculty members to a high standard of conduct. I mean, I think I put this on my vision board, but a really strong quote for me is Roberto Clemente, and it's that if you have a chance to accomplish something that can make things better for the people coming behind you, then you don't do it, you're wasting your time. I think it's so important that we help each other out, and that is one of my biggest values. I am an ENFP. I am a people-centered creator with a focus on possibilities and new ideas. What can we do? We should collaborate. We should really like see each other. And I love group settings. That's how I get my energy. I loved being in the elite program. this year. I'm so beyond grateful for our marinas, our speakers, everyone who came together to make this possible. It allowed me to really dissect parts of myself that stand out to others, that are attractive to employers and opportunities. And the session that resonated with me the most was probably when we did some resume building work with members of Salesforce. It was so empowering to see people that come from similar backgrounds to me in high positions, in high up positions, and successful, and trying to pass that torch on to me and my sisters in the program. And like I said before, my biggest takeaway was definitely to not underestimate myself. I mean, kind of what Mari Carmen said, like I am worthy of all these opportunities that are presented to me. And we talked a lot about the hiring process and how oftentimes if we don't see that we fit 100% of the criteria, we will not even apply. We will not even shoot for those opportunities. And that's so foolish. Then my next steps, I'm currently a rising senior at Washington Liberty, and so I am hopefully going to attend college to receive my paralegal certification. I really am so passionate about going into immigration law and reform. I think that is the ultimate way to help out my community. And I think mutual aid and being politically informed is vital to helping your community. And I really just want to devote my life to helping people in my community or just around me. And so hopefully following college, become employed at a law firm, and I want to continue my studies. I want to go. I just really want to help out, whether it's through like immigration or criminal justice reform. I really just want to give back. My logo and tagline is not a statistic, because the dropout rate for Latino students is twice that of white counterparts. And I really want to overachieve, and I want to shoot for the stars and not let anyone tell me otherwise. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eva. Great job. Do we have any follow-up questions from our judges before we move on to the next presentation?
Yeah, Eva, what was something that you might have learned through this program that might have surprised you? Something that you might have surprised yourself learning about yourself throughout these sessions?
I think I thought that I wouldn't enjoy I thought success was very a very far away possibility, pipe dream, whatever. I think it's easy to let things define you and be like, this is holding me back, this is hindering me. And it was surprising. I got so into, I had so many wonderful conversations with some really powerful, really great women. And yeah, that surprised me that I was so engaged in the program.
Good. That's what the program's for. There's a big support network of powerful Latina women out there. So don't forget that.
All right. Do we have any other questions for Eva before I move on?
Yes, I do. And this time I remembered to unmute myself. I'm just wondering, this is my third time trying to ask it, and then I forgot. I realized I wasn't unmuted. I'm wondering, Eva, why you identified as a goal being a paralegal rather than a lawyer.
I think that's a really good first step and a really great way to dip my toes into the water of that entire that industry. And I think it would be really perfect to be able to study like under somebody and hopefully one day to go into law. It is also a financial factor with college and everything that receiving a paralegal certification would be a lot more financially plausible, at least in my situation. And I think after that, finding a law firm that would perhaps like pay for me to go back to school to that would be the ideal.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Our next presentation will be Salma. All right. and-
Okay, I'm gonna join from my laptop really quick right now.
Okay. Jomi, do you want to go to the presentation slides? Just, I think this should be at the end.
Is that not the correct?
Here, let me check while Salma's getting ready. Do you mind unsharing? Well, why don't we move on to Ariadna for now? Ari?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties trying to connect to my laptop, but I'll tell you when I am connected.
Okay, no problem. All right, let's get Ariadna's presentation up then. Apologies for the delay. I think my laptop's like taking its time today. Give me 1 second here. All righty, here we are. Ariadna Rodriguez will be our next presenter. Ari, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Sure. Can we go to the next slide? Oh. Steve. Okay. Thank you. Well, hello everyone. My name is Ariadna Rodriguez. I was born in Venezuela, but moved to the United States when I was 13 years old. I'm a junior at City Hilton High School, and I hold numerous leadership positions within the school community in sports, clubs, and academic student associations. I speak both English and Spanish, but I'm currently studying Korean and Italian. My personality type is INFJ, which explains why I'm friendly and easily connect with others. Therefore, I love to be involved in my community and work hard for what I want to accomplish. In the future, I would love to become a diplomat in order to expand my cultural awareness and work firsthand with the political relations that shape our world. For instance, which is the next slide, choose both session 3, personal branding, and 5, resume and interview skills as my favorite sessions because they help me lay a foundation for my personal brand, future career by facing self-awareness. Through the sessions, I learned how to be confident, professional, and how to prepare for future interviews, as well as the importance of media presence and how to shape such presence by evaluating how others perceive me versus how I perceive myself. All this while staying true to my essence and values. After these sessions, I started the basics of my personal brand by organizing and updating my social media and even joining the LinkedIn community. Additionally, I revised my previous professional documents, such as my resume, my elevator speech, my logo, and my tagline. My next steps, which are the next slide, are to continue being a leader in my school community and graduate with honors. I will utilize the resources provided by the Elite Academy to apply to multiple scholarships and programs, and even pursue higher education by attending a high-ranked university, such as Georgetown, which is my dream college, my dream university. Simultaneously, I will keep building and improving my personal brand with all that I have learned over the last few weeks with Latinas Living Tomorrow Elite Academy. So thank you for your attention. Any questions?
Well, I'm wondering, what do you plan to do with your Georgetown degree? And I have my fingers crossed for you.
Well, my job, I really want to become a diplomat or simply work internationally in a job that allows me to travel and to use my language skills because I enjoy language learning. So a job that could provide me both of those is the ideal for me. I would love to either work for the United States Embassy everywhere around the world, but also I would like to work for the United Nations or a nonprofit organization that would allow me to help others worldwide.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ari. Any last questions for Ari before I move on to the next participant? No. All right, great job. So we are actually going to move on to the next participant, which is Alexa. And Demi will share your presentation.
Good morning, everyone. Next slide, please. So hello, my name is Alexa Bautista. I am half Mexican and half Salvadorian, and I'm currently a sophomore attending Garfield Senior High School in Woodbridge, Virginia. I participate in a lot of clubs and sports such as volleyball, track, and wrestling, which they have all helped me improve in varsity soccer that I have been a part of since freshman year. And I love to learn new things, and I have dreams of becoming an aerospace engineer or biomedical engineer that I hope to make a reality. And I love to have a positive attitude towards others and be the reason someone smiles that day. I would describe my brand as ongoing and incomplete. You know, I'm not done with what I want to do. I don't believe I'm at my full potential yet. I think I can always improve more. I'm always looking towards improvement on myself and looking for what I could do for others. And I am constantly looking for opportunities and discussions with people to find my interests and becoming the best version of myself that I can be. Next slide, please. So that also leads to my personality assessment. My personality type was ENTJ, which was ambitious, productive, assertive, conceptual, and strong-willed. As you can see to the left of the slide is my vision board, which I created before doing the test to see if the top career choices correlated to my vision board, and they did. So there it showed aerospace engineer, biomedical engineer, surgeon, computer programmer. And I was very surprised to see private detective or professor, because ever since I was younger, I was always I always wanted to become somebody in the armed services, like the FBI or the military. So I am looking into that, which you can see on my vision board. Next slide, please. So here's my tagline, also known as an inspirational quote that speaks to me. This is by Nathaniel Green, and this quote has helped me keep pushing to achieve and succeed. So the quote is, "We fight, get beat, rise up, and fight again." And it resonated with me because it tells you that it's okay to fall down, it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to fail sometimes, but all we need to do is rise up and keep pushing and try again. So next slide, please. Definitely the session that resonated the most with me was the personal interviews. Although scary, it did teach me a lot about how to present yourself to speakers and how to prepare yourself for your personal interviews. And excuse me. So here are some of the questions that were asked, and I had never really asked myself those questions. So them asking me them definitely made me self-reflect a lot more and really found me, it really allowed me to see the person that I am and definitely like know my strengths and weaknesses, you know, asking my friends what my strengths and weaknesses are, how they see me, how I'm perceived. And during that interview, I was taught that it's okay to mess up. You know, my resume wasn't the best. It was kind of rushed. So they told me that, you know, how to improve, and I was able to create a much better resume that I will be using in the future. And so I was the speaker that I talked to gave me a really good excuse me, a really good so she told me that it's okay to make mistakes and that we are all meant to be here. You know, I'm very proud of all the girls that are here as well. You know, we're here for a reason and we worked hard to be here. And next slide, please. So now what? After Elite Academy, I will finish my sophomore year. I will continue to work in school and participate in any opportunities that I may be given. I want to take what I've learned from the Elite Academy and incorporate it into my life. So get better at public speaking and allow myself to be put out there more. And during my junior year, I want to join my clubs and that are relating to STEM and Hispanic heritage. So grow my interest in STEM. And I want to continue and grow my medical club, which I have created my sophomore year, and it's doing pretty good actually. And I want to create a Latin dance on my team with my soccer friends because we are all very proud of our heritage and where we come from. So senior year and after high school, I want to apply to as many schools or scholarships as I can. I am looking at Georgetown University as well. Their medical program there is, I believe it's really good. And I want to either take that or join the military and do medical through that. So next slide, please. And I want to give a special thanks to all the madrinas here, my family, Mr. Flores, who gave me my recommendation, Sergeant Major Ellis, Lieutenant Colonel Kelly, and my friends that have helped me and looked throughout my, have been a part of my journey through the Elite Academy. So I want to give a special thanks to all of them. Next slide, please. So thank you all for listening to my presentation and any questions.
You said the interview was a little scary. What was scary about it?
Oh, just how to prepare for it. And, you know, as I said, my resume was a bit rushed. You know, I was procrastinating, you know, I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to present myself. But I try to keep calm. I'm usually good under pressure, which I have learned through JRTC, like how to present yourself and how to speak to others. And that's definitely how to prepare myself for the interview and speaking to the Madrina.
I'm glad you overcame that.
Thank you.
All right, if we have any more questions for Alexa, we'll move on to our next presenter. Salma, I believe you're back. So we'll go back to doing Salma next.
Okay, hello. Sorry for the technical difficulties again. I am in Houston, so the Wi-Fi is iffy here. Okay, so my name's Salma Cantu. I am in 11th grade. I go to Woodbridge Senior High School in Woodbridge, Virginia. I'm interested in electrical engineering, and I want to work at NASA when I am out of college. Next slide, please. My Myers-Briggs results were ENTP, meaning I'm a visionary. It seemed very accurate to where it was unconventional, bold, adaptable, influential, and witty, because the career options that showed up were things like engineer and pilot and doctor, stuff like that. So it resonated with me. Next slide, please. This is my vision board. As you can see, I'm very STEM oriented. I always have been. I've wanted to be an electrical engineer since I was 12 years old. And one of my favorite sessions was when the Salesforce people came in and we were interviewed by them, and I got to share my story with the interviewer. And she gave great feedback on my resume and stuff, using better nouns and verbs and more empowering words, and seeing people at the Salesforce company who had similar backgrounds and similar stories. It was very empowering. Next slide, please. This is my logo. It has a rocket ship because I like to think that I could go beyond just sky's the limit. I think I can go beyond that. Keep dreaming even when you wake up is my personal quote, because a lot of times people dream crazy things at night and they wake up and it's hard to remember what happened, how that happened. And I think it's good to keep dreaming. Like if you dream at night you're an astronaut, and then that's always what you've wanted, and then you wake up and it's like that will never happen. I think it's very possible, and it's not just a crazy thing that only certain people can do. Next slide. I did my digital sweep. When I looked up my name, only my LinkedIn showed up, my LinkedIn profile photo and my LinkedIn account. So that was good. Nothing bad on the internet for me. And then lots of similar Latina women from Texas too. So that makes sense. Next slide, please. My resume, again, the Salesforce interviewer, she gave me a lot of good feedback. I just made a quick few changes, and as you can see, I'm in Girl Scouts, First Robotics, Vex Robotics, a lot of activities that are STEM oriented. So that's very important to me. I hold robotics very close, and I have 3 leadership roles. I've held about 5 leadership roles within orchestra, Girl Scouts, and my 2 robotics clubs, but currently I hold 3 as captains of my robotics teams, and senior and Girl Scouts. My elevator pitch, I'm not going to read that, but it's there. Yes. Next slide, please. This is my sample thank you email. I created my business card with my photo and all of my basic information, and then my thank you email. It's very to the point and stuff. And I think that might have been the last slide. So after what this program really taught me was that you can go beyond the limits of what society expects Latinas to go to. So, for example, one of my favorite quotes from one of the speakers throughout the 7 weeks was that you can't be what you can't see, meaning there's not enough Latinas role models for young girls or young Latinas. So, for example, I want to be an electrical engineer, like I said, and there was never any electrical engineer Latinas when I was little. I always just thought like scientists were old white guys. I never really knew anyone could do that, you know? So, and then my uncle got me interested in electrical engineering, and he's Hispanic and he worked at NASA in Houston. So it was very inspiring to see. And he was also, he used to buy me like electrical circuits and stuff. So that's what really made me want to go into electrical engineering. After the Latinas Leading Tomorrow program, I plan on doing a couple summer programs. For example, I'm doing an engineering program in Houston, Texas this summer. And during the program here, I applied to a Girls Who Code program for coding, and I got in. So luckily I'll do that over the summer too. And then since I'm a junior, so this summer I'll have to be applying to colleges. I plan on going to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Daytona Beach, Florida. They have a good electrical engineering program where you can have a track in aerospace systems where you learn about rockets and planes and helicopters, specifically aerospace systems and electrical systems in those aerospace systems. And then luckily, since the university is so close to the NASA Center in Florida, the one where they shoot the rockets, I can get an internship there during the summer. So yeah, I think that might have been my last slide. Yes. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Thank you so much, Salma, and great job. Do we have any follow-up questions for Salma?
Salma, you seem so confident in what your plans are and in knowing what you've wanted to do since you were 12. I think that's amazing. You know, I'm 37 and I don't know what I want to do half the days. So similar question that I asked earlier, you know, with the elite program, what was something that surprised you, or what in some of these sessions, what was something that you learned about yourself that maybe that was unexpected, you know, since you seem so confident in your direction? What was something that maybe caught you a little bit off guard that you learned about yourself?
That's a good question. A lot of times I learn a lot of new, I'm always learning a lot of new things. Something that caught me off guard. I think it might have been the Myers-Briggs results, just because some of the occupations that it told me not to do, it was so similar to occupations I wanted to do as a child. But to see it recommend me to do electrical engineer or any engineering, it was it seemed very accurate, because it feels like I found my way, you know?
Awesome. If we don't have any last questions for Salma, we'll move on to the next person. But before we do that, Clivia, just want to take a moment to let everyone know who's participating next, just to be mindful of the time. Presentations are supposed to be about 3 minutes each, with a couple minutes of follow-up questions. We still have a lot of presentations to get through, so just please be mindful of the time when presenting. Our next presenter is going to be Jocelyn. Go ahead and share my screen now. All righty, Jocelyn, whenever you are ready, you may begin.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. I'm Jocelyn Ramos. I'm Puerto Rican, directly born and raised, and I am a senior at Garfield High School at Prince William County. And this is my final presentation. Next slide. So how do I describe my brand? As I will describe it as an infinite process. I've always been that person that is constantly looking for opportunities that will help me become the best version of myself that people may need. Helping others has always been my main goal and will always be everything I propose to myself. Personally, I experienced the difficulties of coming to an unknown place and being forced to get used to your surroundings, and sometimes feeling left out is one of the reasons that inspire me to spread and motivate amazing young people to use their voice and make themselves heard. Seeing others succeed because of that little grain of salt that you contributed, it makes this journey worth it. Leadership has always been a word widely used in my family vocabulary, and watching how they use their unique ways has given me the desire to look for my unique way to reflect it. With that being said, I'm contributing to my personal branding by slowly building how I want people to view or remember me as a hardworking, caring, driven Latina. Okay. My small insight. This program has always been an amazing source of growth and self-improvement. I'm always looking forward to different programs that will help me connect to others that maybe had been in the same process or similar process that I've been through. It has helped me reinforce the past knowledge that we don't take it seriously because it may seem small and meaningless. For example, a picture we post on social media, we may think it's just a picture, but this is contributing to how people see you and think about you. This can also influence your employer's consideration for a job. This brings the Abuelita rule, one of my favorite classes that we took. If Abuelita doesn't approve it, don't do it. In this case, don't post it. One of the many takeaways from all of the amazing speakers is how you present yourself is key for everything, and how important it is to reinforce our leadership skills and confidence and navigate the work environment with confidence and make our Latina women community proud. Okay, so for to add, I want to say my Myers-Briggs results. I didn't add it to the slide, but I got a ENTJ, extroverted, intuitive thinking and judging. And to add to the past slide about takeaways of the program, when I saw the results, I was pretty surprised. It's like a little reinforcing what you already know about yourself, but taking tests and different type of quizzes, you see information, and it's a reminder that you're walking towards what you really want, and having that there and know that you're walking towards it. So for my final slide, now what? That is one of the questions that have always been in the back of my mind. Having the chance to be surrounded by amazing young women driven to succeed and help others has increased my motivation to keep doing so. I will keep volunteering my time to activities that will change my leadership skills acquired by different programs, but especially this one. In addition, I will break every barrier that society has planted on us for just being successful women, and especially coming from different countries or places that make our journey more difficult. Keep working hand in hand with each other and work towards success. Now that I will be starting my university journey, I will put everything into action to finalize. I would like to give a big thank you to the amazing board of Elite for giving me this opportunity, and most importantly, my parents for taking the life-changing decision for me and my sister that has opened numerous doors. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. And any questions?
Jocelyn, I'm wondering, what are your plans for next fall?
Okay, so I will be attending Old Dominion University. I will be studying park recreation tourism management. I love traveling and different cultures, and yeah, travel around the world.
Did you have any aha moments during the elite program?
Yes, really. Like every single class we took, every single speaker we had, it was something new. I loved it because learning different things every single day is amazing. It's how you build your leadership skill. It's self-improvement. I I'm very grateful for this program. It has helped me numerous of times, and I know that everything I learned, I will put it to use in every single step of the way of my life and my career in every single aspect.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Jocelyn. Next, we will have Fernanda. Alrighty. Fernanda, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and begin presenting.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Fernanda. I am Peruvian, and I will be sharing with you guys my final presentation of the Elite Academy. Next slide, please. Being part of the Elite Academy has helped me freak out a little bit less when I'm asked the question, who am I? My name is Fernanda. I am a sophomore at Forest Park High School. I was born and raised in Lima, Peru, but now I live in Woodbridge, Virginia. At school, I am an active member of FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. I'm also a captain and manager of the dance team. And my career interest is in business and social sciences. I pursue a career on it, and obviously to represent the Latino community in the workplace. In the Elite Academy, I learned that I am my own brand. Even though I don't sell a product or a service, I represent a brand, and this is my logo. It has 4 main elements. The circle represents how I am a well-rounded person, academically, in values, and also in principles. It has also my name. In the center, it has the word Tikay, that in a native language in Peru called Quechua, Tikay means to bloom or to blossom, as in a flower. That's where there is a flower over there. And my tagline is Bloom for Me, which makes reference to personal growth and improvement, not to be better than others, but to be the best version of myself. Next slide, please. It was very hard for me to just pick a couple lessons that I learned throughout the program, but there was one moment that will stick with me for all my life. Was when we had a personal branding session with Angie Garza. She works at Twitter. And she showed us she was wearing a sweater, I think, and a blazer from the waist up. And on the bottoms, she was wearing PJ pants. And at that moment, I was wearing the same thing. And Angie Garza has an amazing career. She's fantastic. And seeing her, it was something maybe really funny, but for me, it meant a lot. Seeing her dressed similar as I was made me look at her and decide to myself, make a commitment to myself that I want to inspire others the same way she inspired me. I was thinking, I'm dressed the same way as her, literally in PJ pants. Why can't I be as successful as her? Obviously, I have to work hard and take every opportunity that presents to myself. And at that very moment, I decided I want to inspire others, especially young Latinas when I'm older, the same way I've been inspired by these wonderful women that we've met during the sessions. The session I resonated with the most was the one we had with Salesforce. I met Alison Aguirre, and she helped me with my resume and my interview skills. She taught me how to connect my skills, my interests, and everything I do with a job or with a university, which is mostly the most important part of a resume or an interview. And one thing I learned and will stick to me too was someone said, don't say no to trying new things. I used to say no a lot to trying different things, and now I find that as something that maybe I regret a little bit, because I could have tried new things and maybe learn new passions or new interests. So now I'm committed to myself to always try new things and never say no to opportunities that could benefit me. Next slide, please. finally, I have my next steps. As I graduate the Elite Academy, I am planning on starting a Hispanic student union at my high school. There's a big Hispanic presence in Forest Park, but I feel like it's not really united. So I think that a Hispanic student union would definitely help with that. I'm also applying for an officer position for FBLA for next year. I will be a junior and I would love to be part of the leadership team at FBLA. And lastly, organize celebrations and events during the Hispanic Heritage Month at my school. It goes from September 15 to October 15 this year, if I'm not wrong. So I would definitely love to organize something that could represent the Latino community at school. Thank you for listening, and I'm open to any questions.
Great job, Fernanda. Any questions for Fernanda before I move on to the next presenter?
Fernanda, I guess as a sophomore, you probably haven't really had to think about where you want to apply to college yet, but do you have any ideas?
Yes, my dream school is NYU. I come from a city, Lima. It's like very urban. And I went to New York in November, I think, to visit the city, and I fell in love with it. I feel like being at NYU would be really, really nice, and I am working hard for it to maybe get a scholarship, get into college at NYU would be my dream.
Fingers crossed.
Do we have any other questions for Fernanda? All right. Our next presenter will be Inez. Go ahead and share my screen now. All right, Inez, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and begin.
Hi, perfect. Buenos días a todos. We can go to the next slide, so we can start. Okay, so this is me. Hi, I'm Inez Quiroga. I'm a senior at Washington Liberty. I'm a proud Latina from Bolivia. I think I'm the really person that's really involved with my community. I'm goal-oriented and disciplined, and that I'm gonna relate it to my tagline and logo that's on the left. That's I chose my logo that's drive and spunk, get the job done. And the logo, it's a mix between a pencil and a rocket. So the meaning behind it is I know I'm capable of achieving big things. The pencil meaning is I can write my own destiny. I can decide where I want to go. And the rocket, it means the limit. If there's no limit, the limit is the sky. I can do whatever I want. How do I can relate that to my everyday? So I moved here like 8 months ago. I was able to complete my senior year of high school in Bolivia in just half of the time. So I will be able to come here for my senior year in the United States. So I did that. I worked hard to do that, doing double amount of work, but managing my time to do that. And now I was here to do my senior year of high school. And also now like only have 4 weeks more of school, but I'm also like being part of this leadership program. I am also doing early online college. So I'm taking college classes in advance for the next semester. And I'm also working. So what I think I'm really good at is organizing myself. For example, I had to go to work at 4:45 a.m. because I work at a gym, so we have to open the gym at 5 a.m. So I would do that, then I would go to school, then I had to do work for school, work for college, and then also these last few weeks, also doing the leadership program. So I've been doing that, and I think I'm really good at it. So that's why I'm goal-oriented and disciplined, and I know that if I set my mind for something I want to, I'll get that. I'm also a businesswoman. I think one of the best ways to help the world is through business, through creating things that can make people's life easier. And also, I love sports and music. I really can't live without music. It's just part of me. So we can go to the next slide. So the insights, the takeaways from these last few weeks were improvisations were the personal branding one and the resumes and interview skills. The personal branding one, I think, was my favorite because when I first moved here, I was maybe afraid of showing who I really am, showing my culture and everything. I was just trying to fit. But then I realized, thanks to like the last couple of months and to the lessons, that being Latina, being from Bolivia, being different is something that I have to be proud of. I have to really show this is who I am and this is what makes me special. And that's just what's gonna help me to get into a good school, with scholarships, with any job I want. Because if I work for what I want and I show who I am, that I'm good at things, and I'm not shy of like showing who I really am, I think I can get achieved big things. And also the resumes and interview skills, it really helped me because maybe I wasn't sure how to like, okay, this is who I am and this is what I want to project, but I don't know how to do that. And this session really helped me to know how to do that, how's the best way to sell myself. So it's the way people can see what I have to offer. And the quote I really like was, success isn't always in your backyard, it's up to you to find, because opportunities are there, but sometimes we might not be able to look at them, or we don't want to try new things. And if there's something I learned in the last few weeks, is that you just have to try new things, because if you don't try new things, you won't be able to know what you're capable of. If we can go to the next slide, please. So my future plans, I'm gonna finish high school. I only have 4 more weeks. I have my history teacher has a countdown. I only have like 20 more days of being a senior. I'm gonna go back to Bolivia during the summer to see my parents because I haven't seen them in almost a year. And then I'm starting college. I'm attending the Catholic University in DC, and I'm intending to study business, probably something with management. And I will always remember what I've learned in this program, and to always carry my culture and be proud of who I am or where I'm from. So yeah, that will be my presentation. Thank you all. Gracias.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Inez. Do we have any follow-up questions for Inez?
I just don't understand how she gets up so early in the morning and is still so active and involved and had time for this program. How do you do all that?
Honestly, the first few months were a little hard. I don't know how I'm doing, but now I'm just like used to do that. Just, okay, I had to work at 4:15 because I have to be at work at 4:45 and then go to school and then do work. But now it's just part of my routine, and I like feeling that I'm being productive and I'm like actually making a good use of my time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Any more questions for Inez before we move on to the next person? No. Okay. Well, next we will have Camila or Cami present.
All right, guys, welcome. I'll try not to take up too much of your time today, but I'd like to start off with a little introduction. My name is Camila Giudici. I'm a sophomore at Colgan High School, and I am from Tandile, Argentina. This is the Elite Academy digital portfolio and presentation for today. All right, so this is a table of contents. There's a little run through of what we're going to go through today. I'll try not to take up too much time on each slide, and I'll just skip ahead if we're running a bit out of time. But next slide, please. All right, so this is my introduction and insight on self. I'd like to start off with a little bit more background that is included. I just want to start off like a sensitive topic, but at Colgan, because it's a predominantly white school, it was always hard for me to fit in. And I know, Inez, you were talking about it. You sort of set your culture aside to fit into the expectations and norms of society in the United States today. And it was just, really hard connecting with who you are and your background. And I just really want to thank the Elite Academy, who I was just fighting to establish my identity and who I wanted to be and represent in the future before I enter this leadership academy. And I was afraid of making my own decisions and pursuing what I wanted for myself rather than what my parents wanted for me or what everyone else was expecting of me. And being a teacher has always felt like the correct thing to do in my family's eyes, and I've never really seen a reason to disagree. However, enrolling in this academy has aided me in finding my voice and determining my future mission in this world and my mission for today. Even if the road ahead is still a hazy, meandering maze of perplexity, I stand strong today and can boldly declare that I have chosen on a major. And at the end of the day, that is one less obstacle to get through. So thank you. So the session that was the best and why, the resume and interview skills lecture, in my opinion, was the most useful for job-related interview themes. Of course, all the other sessions were amazing and helpful in every way, but for what I was sort of looking for, which is job-related and interview-related themes, it was the best. It was a terrific base to build on and improve from, with encouraging compliments from my peers and constructive feedback. I absolutely loved meeting everyone at the Elite Academy and connecting with them on sort of a deeper level. It was sort of like a family that I was looking for. And it was engaging with fun polls and activities that we all took part of in our own separate breakout rooms. It also taught me that rejection isn't personal, but rather a learning experience, and that job offers are never promised nor guaranteed. But at the end of the day, we should all attempt, even if we don't think we're fully qualified, sort of like how some of you guys were mentioning earlier, how we don't take the chance, we don't take the risk if we believe we aren't 100% qualified, which is what I think we should fix. We should all try no matter what. The next steps, I would love to hold an elected leadership position next year in SEA secretary or president. I went to a lot of the SEA state conventions and regional conventions this year to sort of get an introduction of what I'm getting myself into next year, and sort of studying, I want to start a club where we can sort of admire and learn about each other's cultures at Colgan, because there aren't a lot of specific, like a large group of one culture. There's just little groups of a lot of cultures. And I feel like we could all learn from each other and how to, adapt and also accept ourselves for who we are. Next slide, please. Lessons learned and key takeaways. Confidence is key. Be brave and bold, and don't be scared to go after what you want. I learned this one the hard way. Again, rejection is normal. A no is simply a not now or not at this moment, but maybe in the future. Never give up. Of course, capital letters, encouraging. Present yourself how you want to be known for. Be strong and independent. Express power and leadership through every role you uphold, no matter how small or big. And most importantly, trust in one another, because the Latina community will always have your back. Honestly, love you guys. Next slide, please. My elevator pitch, I will not be reading the first one because it's really, really bad. Okay, it's really vague. And instead of specifying what I wanted to be known for, like with examples, I sort of just stated directly like what I wanted to be known for, which is not a good way of introducing myself. But my new elevator pitch says, hello, my name is Camila Giudici, and I'm a student at Colgan High School in the CFP theater program. I'm a proud member of the Latina community, first generation immigrant from Argentina, who is dedicated to enriching my culture and developing a fruitful education in science and math skill-based learning, while also taking on leadership positions in my school, such as SEA, VSEA, student hub roles, and advisors. Nonetheless, I continue to stay up with my studies in order to present myself as a dedicated and industrious member of my school community. I decided to, instead of saying a straight up like I'm organized, I'm committed, I show how I can balance my extracurriculars, my family time, my after school stuff with my grades and my studies to show that I can be responsible and just balance out my life. Next slide, please. My personality assessment and Myers-Briggs results. I had ENTJ, which is the commander, enthusiastic, direct, and charismatic, and the most high energy, talkative types. I felt kind of called out by this result, but I found it really interesting how when I was interviewing my family members on the assignment that we had and sort of using adjective to describe me, they used almost all of these words. So it kind of makes sense that sort of this fits my personality type. And also my career choices are accountant with organization and responsibility, and actuary with math and skill based. Next slide, please. And sorry, the logo and tagline. I had a lot of fun making this one. Again, I was thinking of like a diamond shape, like a diamond in the rough, and how we're resilient even through hard times. Like I had a maze thing pattern going on there, and how at the end there's just fire and there's something so wonderful and amazing and like that ignited a spark at the end. And how I found it was important to consider that like as Latina women, we're constantly fighting every day to not be underestimated. So my quote is like, never underestimate potential and the fire within. Oh, thank you in the chat. My vision board, I want you to notice the contrasting colors, the dividing line, how it represents the differences between these two jobs and what they stand for. I did a little research just in case people don't know what an accountant and an actuary does. So an accountant does enters transactions and reconcile account balances, prepares budgets, stay up to date on state and local tax laws, enforce payment terms with accounts, and in an actuary, they use math statistics and financial theory to collect and analyze data, determine the probability of certain events occurring, and estimate the cost or risk of certain events. And I included a link to my vision board. Next slide, please. My digital sweep results. Does it correlate with what I wanted to be known for? In the end, yes, it did. You can clearly tell if you had no idea who I was that Camila Giudici is an athletic person. Okay, I have my gymnastics videos, my track, my meet scores, which I found was really helpful because if I want to be going for scholarships my senior year, colleges have access to my meet scores throughout my past, like every single year of my life, basically. And it really helped to get me discovered as somebody who does varsity track and varsity cross country. Next slide, please. And final thoughts and my last slide, the conclusion. It is time, the moment we have been dreading from the very beginning. It's time to bid farewell to the Elite Academy and the outstanding participants and speakers who have given their knowledge and laid a foundation for young Latina girls to develop on. Although these sessions have come to an end, the legacy you have created will live on for years to come and will always hold a special place in our hearts. So thank you very much. And of course, I couldn't have done it without your constant support, acknowledgement, and reminders of future responsibilities and due dates for each class. Special thanks to my madrina, Miss Paola, who was always there for me to offer a helping hand, even when my internet was down. Thank you for consistently checking in with us during our discussions, making sure our mental health is doing okay too. All this information, it can be found in the link that I'm going to put in my chat for the slides if you want to find out more about me and what I stand for. But for today, this is it for the presentation. And thank you so much for listening. I am now open to questions.
Great job, Camila. Any follow-up questions for Camila?
Camila, I think you said your Myers-Briggs results gave you the career of accounting, right?
Yes.
Is that something, after looking into it, is that something you want to go into?
Yes, for sure. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my future. I always thought that I wanted to be like a teacher or like some job that was easy to get in a way, because I would always underestimate myself and be like, I can't do this. It's not possible for me to do all these other jobs. But after the Myers-Briggs test result in the academy, I was like, you know what? It is possible. Like confidence is key. Like I can do it. It's fun. And I always wanted, now I want to be an accountant or an actuary. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions for Camila? Thank you so much, Camila. I love what you said about this being a family. I definitely feel that way. And I want everyone here to feel that way. I hope that we all stay connected after this. Add me on LinkedIn, or, just, you all have my email, you all have my number. Please keep in touch. So we're gonna do, the next person is going to be Paula. Then we're gonna do 2 more. We're gonna have Karina, and then followed by Victoria, and then we're gonna have a break. So just those 2 participants, you'll be the last 2 for this first half of presentations. All right, I will go ahead and pull up Paula's presentation. Alrighty, and then Paula, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and begin your presentation.
Okay, hi everyone. So my name is Paula Garcia Monagas. I am half Spanish and half Dominican. I'm a first generation immigrant, so I was born in Spain, and I came here when I like around fourth grade. So I'm currently a junior at Winston Churchill High School. I think I'm a very motivated and hardworking person who's always ready for any risk. I think in the past it has been hard for me to like be open to new opportunities because I am more introverted. Like my personality on the right says I'm an INFP. I wasn't very shocked about my results, except I did feel very called out for my weaknesses and strengths. I thought they were very accurate and realistic to what everyone said about me as well. I'm also someone that's really proud of my heritage and culture. I feel like in the past I haven't always been. I feel like coming here like very young with not much family and like representation, I feel like I was never that unfortunately proud of it. But like I think I've come to term like I've really like embraced who I am, and I've created a Latinx Alliance Club this year where I like to spread awareness and empower Latinas as well. We discuss like important topics like machismo and like also just like different cultures as well. I'm someone that I've been always involved in politics and political science. I've always liked it. So I've been involved in my school's motto UN, and I really like debating international relations. So that's something I hope to also do in the future. Yeah, and also my logo is at the bottom. It's like someone on a tightrope taking risks while also trying to achieve. Yeah, next slide. Oh yeah, this is my vision board. I think my goals for, I remember making this and like remembering that my goals for Elite was definitely to grow more confidence. I haven't always been a very confident person. Like I'm fine admitting that because I think that's how I do grow. And I've definitely felt so much growth and like development. Like I feel like I've definitely like grown into my best self. And I love the environment here. It's been so nice. Everyone here's so nice and intelligent and passionate. So I feel like I did create like really nice friends, and I did learn important life skills, which is on the next slide. Sorry. So I feel like the most important like meetings that resonated with me was definitely the first one. I think the personality one, because I feel like for a long time I've never known like who I was or like what I wanted to do, and I feel like I always had to like know, especially since like I'm a junior now, and like I feel like I have to figure everything out so fast. And I think that like meeting really gave me comfort, and she like made me realize that, oh, you don't have to know everything now, like you have time. And so did the personality test. Like you have room to grow and to develop into your best self. There's like a whole future ahead of you, so you don't have to stress about so much in the present. I also really enjoyed the meeting with resume building with Salesforce. I like the interview skills and tips that they gave us, because again, like I've never felt I feel like I've always been very introverted and kind of like stressed about the interview part. So I think the tips that they gave me really made me feel more confident and just more like at ease. Also with the resume building, I feel like there's not that much like we don't have that many resources. I feel like as a high school student sometimes where we know how to format like resumes. I feel like we're not given that much information as we think. So I think the feedback really helped me and also made me feel more confident. I also loved being with Latinas as well. Like I think it's really hard, especially I think in my school there's a lot of representation, but at the same time it feels not very united. So I think being surrounded with all of you guys has been really fun, and I hope to continue that. So yeah, next slide. So the next step, summer's coming soon. I'm doing a summer program more about leadership, and because I want to grow more of my leadership skills and just continue growing. I'm also doing an internship to help a local election and campaign for Brooke Learman. She's running for comptroller. I don't know if you guys know her, but so like I'm excited about that because I do love like local politics a lot. Also, I will be doing like some college classes to get some credit, and unfortunately, I have to do the stressful process of applying to colleges. I think I'm going to apply to Maryland probably, and Wellesley is like that's always been like one of my dream schools. So I also hope to be involved in a lot of activities that help empower Latinas through education, and as well as my GSA, the club at my school, the Gay Straight Alliance. I want to be more involved in that as well. Thank you.
Great job, Paola. Thank you so much. Do we have follow-up questions for Paola?
Paola, what did you say that you wanted to study at either Wellesley or Maryland? I'm sorry, I think I missed that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, probably like political science or maybe like psychology as well.
Oh, that's great. Awesome. Okay, thanks.
Do we have another question for Paola? All right, the next person will be Karina.
Hi, everyone. I'm Karina. I know we're on a time crunch, so I'm gonna jump right in. Next slide, please. So who am I? Who is Karina? Well, I am currently a junior at South County High School in Virginia. I'm from El Salvador. My parents are both from El Salvador, though they met here in the US. I'm very passionate about diversity and inclusivity. In the future, I hope to go into the marketing field to increase the representation of racial and ethnic minorities. I feel like representation is something we don't really talk about. It's really important. And I'm motivated by my own experiences because I personally see that I don't feel represented or even seen in ads. So I want to change that for the future generations. Communication and teamwork are things that come very naturally to me. I love working with other people. I love learning from other people and their experiences. This is reflected because I'm an ESFJ. I found that this personality type tends to gain energy just from interacting with other people. So this really, I saw this in myself. And I'm a goal setter and a go-getter. I don't just set a goal and forget about it. I take the steps I actually need to reach it, and I work hard for it. I asked my friends and teachers at school to give me some words to describe myself. I ended up making a word cloud that's on the left. You can see I got a very mixed variety of words. There are words from like ambitious to chill and fun. So I feel like in the eyes of other people, I'm a very versatile person and very flexible, things like that. I also love helping people. Helping is something I'm very adamant about in my school community and in the community in general. I always want to uplift as many people as possible. That's part of my logo, is someone lifting someone else. And I'm very, sorry, next slide. So what have I learned from this academy and what am I taking away, my insights? I'm taking my favorite session on personal statements. This really resonated with me on a very deep level. All the sessions were amazing, so this was hard to pick just one. But the session, I grasped the idea that a personal statement isn't something that's just necessarily set in stone. It's flexible and it varies person to person. So something that may work for me may be very boring for someone else, but that's okay. It's very normal for differences to occur. And my aha moment really came to me when we were doing the interviews with adults and friends. I realized that every single thing I do affects the way people view me. And seeing that people had very nice things to say about me made me really happy. And it just made me want to continue building my personal brand in a way that is positive, that appeals to other people and myself. And my biggest takeaway from this academy would be that leadership does not come in a one size fits all kind of sack. It's there's so many ways to be a leader, and we all have so many differences, and we're all strong in our own ways. And I feel like that's perfectly okay. We each learn from everyone's differences, and that's what actually drives us to individual and communal success. Next slide. So now what? I've set my goals. Now it's time to go get them. As I continue to climb the ladder of success, I will stay focused and motivated despite difficult situations, because rejection and hardships are just a part of life. But the difference I will make is that I will turn these into learning experiences. I will turn these into lessons that will actually be beneficial for me, despite whatever sadness this might bring. I also will continue to look for leadership opportunities. Just last week, I interviewed for an officer position in my school's chapter of DECA. I heard back, I got the position. I'm very excited about that. I want to use these opportunities to actually uplift other people and, include as many people as possible. And I really want to help our community and grow as a person. And as I continue to build my personal brand, I hope to gain experience and connections that will help me in the future. Forming a LinkedIn, just being part of this academy is a connection in itself. So I'm really working on this. And overall, I hope to move forward, applying my elite skills to make myself the best version of that I can be. And yeah, I want to take the opportunity to thank the amazing LLT board for making this possible for me, and my madrina. You are amazing. Everyone in this chapter is amazing. I'm very thankful to be a part of this, and I'm open to questions now.
So Karina, you mentioned that you want to uplift others. Who uplifts you?
My sister, my older sister, is one of the biggest people that uplift me. She is a role model for me. She has been since I was in the second grade. And she's just an example of resilience and perseverance. She's faced a lot of hard situations, but she keeps going, and that really motivates me to do the same. So yeah.
It's nice to have a role model when someone's so close.
Well, I hope you'll tell her that you named her as your role model, or that someone else who's participating will tell her, because that's so lovely. Karina, have you had a chance to think about your future goals, specifically regarding college, what you might want to major in?
So I do want to go into the marketing field, because I feel like this is something that's really important. As a minority, as a Latina, I feel that minorities aren't really represented in advertising, and that's really important. Advertising is something that we don't really talk about. Seeing yourself in an ad can make you feel great, and if Latinas and other minorities don't see that, then that may discourage them. So I feel that I want to go into the marketing field to kind of start making that difference.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Karina. Any last questions before we move on? All right. So thank you so much, Karina. We're going to move on to our next presentation, Vicky. And then afterwards, we will take a 10-minute break. I will pull up the slide now here.
I'm just making sure, can everyone hear me well? Because my computer is kind of glitchy. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Hola a todo el mundo. Me llamo Victoria Cam Núñez. I get my Spanish and Latina heritage from my parents, obviously. My mom's from Spain, and my dad's from Uruguay. So right now I'm a student at Winston Churchill High School. I participate in programs that teach me leadership skills, how to demonstrate them. And this is perfect for me because I really want to be in a career where I can like show my management and organization skills. I'm passionate about it, so it makes me organized, driven, and a self-aware person. For my personality assessment, I got ENFP, which is E for extroversion, N for intuition, F for feeling, and P for perceiving. My logo is on the bottom right here. It's VCN because those are my initials. And then it's a laurel around it. And my tagline is big heart, huge drive in a small package. Basically, because of that, I was born as 3.6 pounds when I was little. So the doctors always said I was really small. So that was basically the point of it. And then the laurel was to like exemplify victory because like they used to wear laurels for victory. So my mom always said it was a victory that I was born. So next slide, please. Takeaway. Well, when I was very little, I actually was obsessed with wanting to be an actress. I always thought of myself that I was going to be this amazing actress. That didn't work out. So, but over time I grew up and I realized that acting wasn't really my thing, but I still didn't know what my thing was. I still don't know what path I want to take it. But like, I'm still hoping that it's able to be something that can make our world a better place. I found the interview and resume skills session, just like many other people, with our fellow trailheads from Salesforce, very significant for my experience, because I'm going to need it in the future. And the lessons helped me a lot. The woman that like looked over my resume, she gave me a lot of feedback, and it actually helped me improve my interviews and compose the perfect resume. And down there, I just put the little cute logo because I love it so much. Next slide, please. So now what? As I look into my future, I see myself leveraging the strategies that I learned from this elite program to make myself the most successful version of myself. My next steps are researching for a university that best fits the Vicky brand, filling out college applications by using eye-opening advice that I learned from this program to try to stand out from everyone else. I want to create a top-notch resume from the feedback that I learned from Salesforce to build up my experience for the job market. And of course, I want to find some time to relax. I'm going to Spain this summer, so hopefully I can chill there with my friends and my family. And yeah, any questions?
Thank you so much, Vicky. Do we have a follow-up question for Vicky?
Thank you.
So I have a question actually. You said you don't really know like where, like what your thing is or like where you want to go, you know, what job, what career you want. And I think that's something that like, you know, like many people are still on that journey, even adults who are in their careers. So it's totally normal. And I'm just wondering, like, even though you don't know your next steps in that place, if you feel like what you've learned here has led you into more forward into thinking, like into knowing what that thing will be for you. Does that make sense? I think, I don't know if anyone else, it's kind of frozen. I don't know. I think your camera's frozen, Vicky. No. Can everyone hear me? Okay. I think your camera's frozen, Vicky.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, like it taught me a lot about leadership skills. So I definitely know that I want to take on something that.
Okay, yeah, Vicky, you just go ahead and type it in the chat.
Me though?
Did you want to go ahead
Can
and
you hear me, or is it just
it's
the
a little
camera?
it's a little bit slurred. If you want to type it in the chat, I can read it out loud for everybody. Absolutely, this program helped me realize that I wanted to do something that's related to leadership, but not sure yet. Okay, yeah, I love that. I did a lot of these leadership programs like in college, not in high school. I wish I did this in high school. And like I definitely like feel the same way. Like I'm an actor and that's the path that I want to take, but I also love leadership development. And that's why I love doing programs like this, because as a participant, like I enjoyed it so much, and I'm so happy to be able to to give back now in this way. And I think that's also a lesson to be learned, that you can like have one career and still have different hobbies you do, different passions that you still continue to pursue. So that's something to keep in mind as well as you move forward. Do we have any other questions for Vicky before we move on? All right. Well, thank you so much, Vicky. Great job. Great job, everyone who has presented so far. It is such a joy to hear about all of your growth. It makes me so proud. And I'm so happy you all have enjoyed your time and have learned so much from all of our speakers and from each other. Right now it is 11:49. We're going to take a 10-minute break and be back here at, let's just say 12 o'clock, and then we'll begin with the second half of presentations, starting with, who is next here? Starting with Samantha. Samantha, you will go next. So we'll be back here at 12 p.m. and we'll begin. Thank you all so much. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. Since it's already 12 o'clock, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into our next presenter. Samantha. Go ahead and share my screen now. Alrighty, Samantha. All right, let's go to the beginning. All right, Samantha, whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and begin.
Okay, thank you very much. Hi, my name is Samantha Flores. I'm a Salvadoreña, and this is my final presentation. Can you go to the second slide? So I'm gonna just go really quick with this. With my Myers-Briggs assessment result, I got two actually, but I decided to put this one. It was extroversion, institution, and feeling and judging. The other one was like the same thing, but
I have
instead of
sweaters
feeling
in
and
the
thinking.
en la gaveta.
So I got either the teacher or the commander. And I felt like that really resonated who I was, as I'm very outgoing and I definitely know how to take charge when it was needed. And I am very good at explaining things and organizing things. So you can go to the next slide. My logo and tagline is, when no one else is around, I'll be there, because I've always been someone who is willing to be there for a person, regardless of whether it's something big or small. I have always been like a personal cheerleader to all my friends and to people who I feel like don't feel as confident in themselves as they really should be. So you can go to the next slide. So like I said before, I am someone who is like a personal cheerleader, but I'm also I'm a social butterfly. I enjoy talking to so many different people, meeting up new people, and I often make the first move. And it usually, when I do that, a lot of people feel more comfortable and open up to me as well. I love taking in charge of things when I know it is necessary to, or just like, leading others and helping others when I know they feel kind of confused. But also I just love planning and organizing things. I felt like that's something I've always resonated as a person and everything. And I feel really confident of who I am and speaking out in front of others. I've usually just been that first person to make that move so other people can follow.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. So you can go to the next slide. It's fine. No, I said you can go to the next slide from that.
Oh, this next slide. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
It's fine. It's fine. So these past few sessions has really helped me to understand a little bit more of myself. Even though I know these things about me, I haven't really known like what I wanted to do specifically for my future and everything. I'm very indecisive because there's so many things that interest me. But like the Myers-Briggs assessment has really helped me to center that I want to be a person that is in charge. I've gotten a lot of, like, the results that I got in were like a manager of something. So it really took me as like, I'm probably going to be interested into being a manager or a boss, a CEO even type. So it really made me feel a really sense of relief knowing that even though I have a lot of things that I'm interested in, I know one thing for sure I can excel in is taking charge and organizing things. Another thing that really did help me out throughout these Saturdays was the resume and the interview parts, because I don't have a job. So it was really helpful for me, even though I don't have a job or I'm not planning to take a job anytime soon. It really helped me to like, oh, so this is what I should do in order to stand out from the crowd, or these are things that can actually benefit me. And I really was like, as someone, like I said, who doesn't have a job, I didn't really have other experience other than my volunteering. And I realized I can use that as a way to show future future interviews that I am capable, because I've done these things, even though it's not exactly a job, I have volunteered for it. And I also really believe that those things as well can help me with my colleges, as I'm a junior. So I'm really looking into colleges and everything. I know what I'm planning to major in, which is great, but I really do need to look out for these colleges, because some of the colleges I'm interested in are definitely harder to take, or like in the harder scale, like to get in, such as like USC. I'm very interested in that. And also, what else? What was the other one? Oh yeah, Yale Law School. Sorry. So I'm really grateful that these sessions have helped me to understand that these things, that even though they're not officially jobs, I can still use them into my into my resume and interviews and stuff. So I'm really grateful for that, and I'm thankful for the what was, sorry, the takeaways that I've gotten from these sessions, the interview one specifically, just really helped me to feel more confident in myself that I know I have in me, and I'm really grateful for that. So you can go to the next slide. So next up, my mom has given me permission to sign up for a summer job. So I'm definitely, like I said, I'm taking the resume and interview sessions, and I'm putting that into it. I still need to take my resume, obviously, because I got some feedback into it and I realized, okay, so I definitely need to change on that, but I'm really grateful for that. So, and I'm going to be setting up my LinkedIn also this summer as well. So by senior year, these colleges can look into my LinkedIn and see what I have done and everything. For long term, you guys, it's for like universities and my jobs opportunities afterwards and everything, because I feel like these things, like I said, the Myers-Briggs personality and the resume interviews and stuff like that, they really helped me to like, okay, so this is what I know I can excel at, and this is where I know I can use it onto my life. And I really do think I'm gonna have my little sister and my cousins to try this program as well, because it has really benefited me on my future. I'm someone who is very worried. I kind of have like a little mental crisis of like what I'm gonna do after high school. And this program really helped me to ease those worries and take it one step at a time. I feel like I have such an advantage. I think all of us who take this program really have an advantage, because we are being taught by people who went through the trials and errors and are now teaching us. My dad, he has taught me that you can learn by two ways, either by your own mistakes or by somebody else's experience. And I'm really grateful that I'm learning through other people's experience. So even though I know I'm going to make mistakes, I won't make like those mistakes that I've been learning through, the madrinas, the leaders who of each session. I'm really grateful for that. And even when I'm older, I'm definitely going to be teaching that to my own nieces and my own daughters. And who knows, if this program is still around, I might probably send my own daughter to do something like this as well. So thank you very much for listening, and I'm open for questions.
Samantha, you said that you know what you want to major in, but I don't, unless I missed it, and I might have, I don't think you said what, and I'm curious.
Oh, so I'm interested in music and law. So I'm definitely going to take a bachelor's in art degree, so I have more freedom into pre-law as well as criminal justice. I don't know what type of lawyer I'm trying to be yet. I'm interested in immigration. I'm interested in family law. I'm interested in criminal justice. I'm also interested in politics. So I like law is very much like a huge thing I'm very interested in. And I was also thinking of being an OBGYN, but I saw how that was like going to take a lot of years. And since I'm also interested in being a lawyer, like that would have been a lot to handle. So I'm more forward into being a lawyer, but I'm definitely going to have that music degree because I am very passionate in music. I love playing my violin. I love hearing music, all types of like the harmony and melody and stuff. So that's why I'm having that bachelor's in arts, so I can have the freedom to study music, but still have that flexibility for like law and for my law school and my law degree. I'm very interested in having my own firm, but also being like, if like a dream job would be like a congresswoman or even the president, like I'm very interested in like having that, making it a staple into changing, because I do know that in order to change in our government system, we have to make the first move. So I'm definitely very interested into doing something like that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any last questions for Samantha before we move on? All right, our next presentation will be Julieta. Julieta, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead.
Okay, hi, good afternoon. My name is Julieta Romero. It's so nice to meet you all. I'm sociable, responsible, and I have great communication skills. I go to Northwest High School. I'm a sophomore, and I'm the president of a piano club called Fortissimo. I love music. Also, I got into a special program of architecture for the next year, which is going to give me more experience to work on this path. I want to become an architect because I have skills for drawing and I have a passion for it. Because I'm a leadership person, I'm going to be able to create my own company of architects, which is going to give me the opportunity to design houses for homeless people. Because one of my biggest goals is to help others and change the world. My personality test was ENFJ, extrovert, intuitive, feeling, and judging. My logo is a representation of a circle with hands, and the hands are like helping each other and creating a bond, no matter the race, no matter the color. And that little girl over there, it's me, saying that that bond that they're creating will change the world. Like my tagline says, when you help someone, you do much more than help, you change the world. Next one, please. Okay, my favorite session of this academy was the personal branding session, because now thanks to this, I know how important is how others see you and how you see yourself. After this, a new curiosity inside me now is awake, and I have new goals, new achievements, and new changes. I'm more confident, I'm more patient, I have more perseverance, and I have more positive mindset than I had before this personal session, because I start to think like, what are the things that I really love, or what are the things that I really enjoy to do? And I discover new things about myself. Like Jeff Bezos says, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. But I also want to add something, that is, your brand is what you say about you when you're alone in the room. And to improve your personal brand, you also need to start thinking about you and the things that you really enjoy to do and the things that you really love, because you're going to give that happiness and that love to the people that is around you and to the society. And that personal improvement will help you to improve your personal branding and to be a better leader in the society and to achieve all your goals and all your achievements that you have. Next one, please. Now, for this academy, I'm gonna send my application to my SGA of my school. And I hope that this is gonna give me more opportunities to be a Hispanic leader in my school. But especially, I wanna help the people that is just like me and just arrived to the country. I arrived to the country 1 year ago from Colombia. And I want to help the people that just arrived like 2 months, 6 months, and didn't feel like this is home. And they think that this is like, yeah, this is the country of opportunities, but I'm not going to have the same opportunities as the normal people because I'm Hispanic, or I'm woman Hispanic, or man Hispanic. Like it doesn't care. Like I don't care if you're Hispanic. Like it doesn't mean that you're not going to have the same opportunities as the normal people. So I'm going to teach them how to create a personal brand, how to improve themselves for themselves and for the people that is around them. Also, I want to get into my dream college, University of Pennsylvania or Stanford. And every day I'm going to improve myself. I'm going to work on myself to be happy and make happy the people that is around me, because that's everything what matter in the life. Thank you.
Julieta, you said that you had some new goals out of the program. What were the goals you didn't have before that you have now?
Okay, I discovered that I want to be an architect. I discovered that I really want to help people like the people help me. And I discovered that I want to be like a stamp in this world. Like I really want to do a change, and I want to improve a little bit or a lot in the society. And I didn't know that sorry, before this, like before this academy. So yeah. Also, like not like around, for example, my friends or teachers. I want to improve myself with my family, with my brothers, and I want to be a good representation for them, because they're gonna say like, oh, I have a good role model in my family, and they're gonna like follow my steps. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Julieta. Any more questions for Julieta before I move forward? All right, next. Next we will have Angel. Whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
That's not my first slide.
Oh. This one?
No. No. There we go.
This one? Okay.
So before I begin, bear with me. I have sort of a list from the speech impediment. I have like, yeah. So hi, my name is Angel Nieves. Go to the next slide so I can. So I am a sophomore attending Colgan High School as a CFPA theater major. I believe that's something that makes me unique, is that I've always tried to learn new things about any subject that I can. I wasn't always just zoned for one subject. I feel like my mind is just expanding. I want to learn everything and anything, no matter what subject it is. I would describe my brand as incomplete and forever growing and developing, because you know, there's always more you can learn, and with every single day, I feel like I always am learning something new, and I never want to stop that. I want people to truly understand how hard I worked for where I am today, and how much of a struggle and how difficult it is for me, and that when I put my mind to something, I do the best in my capability to get it done. I try very hard. When I grow up, the number one thing that I want to do is devote my life to saving others. I believe from what I want to be when I grow up, that is the best way that I can possibly do that. Next slide. So my Myers-Briggs results, I was an INFJ, which is introverted. Thank you. Introverted, intuitive, feeling, judging. I'm very introverted until you get to know me, and then I'm the loudest, funniest person that will always be down to go hang out with you anywhere. Some of the jobs that the Myers-Briggs was talking about was becoming a doctor, and that is the number one thing that I want to be when I grow up. So I was super pleased and very happy to see that that was one of the job opportunities for me. So I was very happy. Next slide. So I could not figure out how to upload my original, but I actually drew that right there on my own and painted that. So that was something that I saw, because I don't see myself as one color. I like to think of myself that there's multiple different colors and things that make me me. So my tagline is, sometimes I let my creative side do the talking. And what that means is, you know, I'm not always like facts. I like to also put in my own personal twist to it, things that I believe, and like things that I think makes me help better understand what I'm talking about and what I learn. Next slide, please. The personality assessment, like I was talking about before, I believe it truly mirrors my personality just because of the fact that it did have jobs enlisted of what I want to be. The reason why I created that logo again was because my creative side, I believe, is my best side. I wanted to capture how I feel sometimes when I'm in that creative world and where nothing else matters but exactly what I'm doing in that moment. My logo best presents how I feel and how I look in my own world. I have my own personal world, and that's how I feel like that's what I look like, a bunch of different colors. My elevator pitch was just a 30-second brand introduction about myself. I tried to keep it vague yet enlighten people who want to hear or read more, or read it, hear more, and understand more about me. I tried to give enough background to whoever to know enough about me and to see if they have things in common or wish to know more things about me or want to learn more. Next slide. Thank you to everybody in the comments. It's really nice of you guys. I really appreciate that. You guys are like my family. My top 5 schools and why, I obviously have more, and these are not necessarily in order because what I want to be is something really broad, and I have so many opportunities, even still being a young Latina woman. I still want to take what I have and use it to my fullest potential. So first, I obviously have Harvard University just because of the simple fact that it has the #1 leading anesthesiology program, and it's a good distance from where I live. The next 4 are Johns Hopkins, Yale, NYU, and Stanford University. They are. NYU, I'm a New Yorker, I grew up there. I am actually 2nd generation. I'm from Puerto Rico. My family's from Puerto Rico, so I am 2nd generation. So these are the 5 that I just have chosen for my top 5 and why, but obviously I have more. Next slide. Okay, babies, you gotta go. See, yes. So my aha moment for me was when I went to college back in 2019. I actually was on campus. I was on campus and I got to understand, I went there for public speaking and debate. I actually got accepted. And what I learned in that there was that I have so much potential just because I have, a little problem holding me back. I don't want that to let me completely deteriorate from everything that I want to be growing up. I want to be able to learn and use my voice and become exactly who I want to be when I grow up. 2 things that I learned is 1, don't take it personal. One of the quotes that I have here from the class was, it's not rejection, it's a redirection. And I know someone else said that too. And I really think that resonated with me because I know what it's like to get rejected. And, I just have to take the criticism and be better the next time. And the second one was always have a plan B, C, and D for good measures because you can never have enough plans. And this is the session that truly resonated with me, was learning the opportunities that Latinas, because we are who we are, sometimes our opportunities are cut short or we're pushed aside because they don't think that we who are women and Latinas as a minority race think that we can't do it. We can do it. We're just as capable as anybody else out there. I think it truly helped me see that I have to work 10 times harder for what I want, and I'm willing to put in that effort and do everything that I can to make my dreams come true. Next one. Next for me, I am a sophomore, so I want to graduate high school. I will be going again to college again in the summer for a medical program. I got accepted into a Harvard program. I will be one of the youngest people there. I do hold an outstanding current 4.0 GPA. So I'm really trying my hardest. School is my #1 priority. I want to get a job. I swim. I've been trained to be a lifeguard for a long time, so I will finally be old enough to do that. I'm going to continue staying in school, and for my residency, that's 4 years. That'll mean 12 years in school for me after I graduate high school. So I'm really ready to just completely devote my entire life to making sure that other people can live theirs. And I hopefully want to make my dreams come true of being a doctor, an anesthesiologist to be exact. yeah, thank you so much for working with me, everybody in the chat. You guys are like my family. I wanted to say thank you to my mom who never gave up on me, my dad who always picks me up when I fall, my boyfriend for always making me believe that I can do it even though I think I can. And I promised myself I wouldn't cry, but you know, I'm sorry. And Camila, she goes to school with me. I needed her the most these past couple days. I truly thank you so much. You helped me so much. I would have not been able to do this without you. Thank you guys. You guys are like my family. I love you guys, and I will never forget anything that I've learned here, and I will use it and continue to motivate myself for the rest of my life with it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Angel. That was an amazing presentation. I really appreciate your passion. Thank you so much. Do we have any follow-up questions for Angel? For comments?
Your presentation is really admiring. I think that you have a community here now, right? And it shows how amazing that community is. As an LLT alum, I've been a testament to the community and in everything that the program has to offer. But you are exemplifying that here in person with everyone. And I want to say how proud we are of your presentation. And I'm sure that you have your mindset, right? Just then what's next is just the next step. And I really admire you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody in the chat again. Thank you so much. I read every single one of them. Thank you.
I would say your drive and your passion really, really comes across beautifully. And I think that congratulations on being accepted into that program. I think that's amazing. I think you're lining yourself up really nicely. And I would say if you could do one thing, watch yourself back, watch this talk and watch everyone's face on the camera. We are so engaged. We are so inspired. We're just in awe of you. So I know that you said that initially you're like public speaking is a little bit like, but watch how you engage every single person on camera. You're doing amazing. So watch that and look at that feedback. You'll be really surprised.
Thank you so much. Truly, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, not to be too repetitive, but I mean, your willingness to take on challenges and to confront things that aren't easy for you is just really inspirational. And that is true for everybody who is participating today. You know, all of the students and all of us old people. Well, I'm the oldest by far, but you know, because that is true throughout your life. There are things you're not comfortable with. There are things that frighten you, but the important thing is to try anyway. So thank you for being such a good role model.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, everyone who said something. It means the world to me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Next, we will have Amelie. Whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi. Can you go to like the third to last slide? That's where my presentation begins. Okay, it's the personal brand one. It's like, okay, yeah, that one. Okay. Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Amelie Yáñez y les voy a presentar lo que he aprendido durante estas sesiones. I will start with my personal brand. I'm a high school student. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a proud member of this LLT program. I'm really happy to be here. And I'm a reliable person interested in a career in the medical field where I can have positive impact on others using my listening, multicultural, bilingual, and empathetic skills, while also performing detailed and precise tasks. And so far, I've been involved in activities to support my community, and I will continue to do so. Next slide. Okay, so I've learned a lot of valuable lessons during my time at Elite, but these are my top 5. So I became aware of my strengths and how to use them as good power. So my self-awareness has definitely increased. I learned how to present myself, like knowing myself, having my personal brand, and my elevator pitch. I became aware of my weaknesses and the opportunities I can have, like both personal and professional. And I overcame some basic fears, like start thinking about college possibilities and speaking up. Oh, and I want to share an achievement that I recently had while I was in this program. So I decided to apply also for a medical program, which I actually succeeded in. And it's something I was really afraid of applying to because I was scared I would get rejected. So I'm really proud of myself for stepping up and applying. And the last one is I learned how to apply my abilities and strengths. And the most impactful session to me was Netiquette. I learned how much your digital footprint means and how it affects your reputation, relationships, and employment opportunities. And like the way you present yourself online is the way people will actually see you. So this session gave me tools to like craft my good digital footprint as well as what to avoid in it in order to be able to present the best version of yourself. A great takeaway, Elite Academy gave me tools to strengthen my personal brand and be able to navigate in a professional environment. It also helped me build my network and leadership skills for my future, for example, in college and future jobs. Okay, next slide. Okay, so I want to continue my leadership journey and self-development journey through knowing myself, developing my strengths, overcoming my weaknesses, and to achieve this, I set up 4 goals and actions for myself. My first goal is to increase my self-confidence. I have my vision board in hand to remind myself about my strengths and how others see the positive on me. My second goal is to speak up, and I can do this by sharing my ideas at the classroom and online sessions and asking my teachers and friends for feedback. Like for this presentation, I asked some relatives for feedback. My third goal is starting a network, and a great way to do this is by using social media and keeping in contact with maybe my madrina and my LLT classmates. And my last goal is to get my first job in literally the next 3 months. I will use my resume that I made during this session and also my thank you email to get the job. And now I feel a lot more confident with my interview questions, so I feel like I'm ready for an interview whenever I get one. And I will also use my elevator pitch to introduce myself during interviews and to meet colleagues once I get the job. Okay, and the last slide, I just want to say thank you. Y eso es todo. Muchas gracias por hacer este programa posible y por todo lo que nos han enseñado en estas sesiones.
Thank you so much, Amelie. Great presentation. Do we have any comments or questions for Amelie? Amelia, I had a question. Have you thought about any plans for college?
Okay, so I'm like the summer program I mentioned, I'm going to it because I want to have an experience in the medical field and performing a bunch of medical activities. And in my digital portfolio, I listed my top 5 choices for college, and I also researched a lot of it. For example, I want to be a dermatologist. So I did a lot of research on which colleges have the best dermatology programs and everything, which is why I what I included in my college.
Okay, awesome. That's great. Thank you so much. I might have to contact you in a few years as my skin starts to change. Thank you so much, Amelie. Do we have any final questions or comments for Amelie before we move on to Sarah, who will be next? All right. Thank you so much, Amelie. Let's get ready for Sarah. All righty. Sarah, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you. My presentation slides are at the end, but this is like my title page.
Right here?
Yes. Okay. So my name is Sarah Cabrera, and I'm a junior at Lackey High School. I was born in Maryland, but my mother is Mexican and my father is Puerto Rican. I am a diligent and a hardworking person with a passion for the medical field, specifically radiology. I'm in my 3rd year of the biomedical program at my school, and I enjoy volunteering with Zoomverse by reading dental x-rays. I am passionate about the medical field because I lost my cousin and my uncle due to COVID during the pandemic. There were no treatments available because obviously COVID was a new thing and still is. And because of this, I want to be able to help others and their families so that, they're not put in the same position that I was put in and many other people were put in. My personality type is the ENJF, and it showed me that a healthcare professional fits my personality, and it provided reassurance for my career path. I strongly believe that unity can bring change by coming together to achieve a common goal, porque juntas no hay obstáculos. Next slide, please. So, throughout the Elite Academy, I was able to learn the importance of personal branding and expanding media presence safely and making sure that you take control of your name. My favorite session was personal statements with guest speaker Katie Garay, and I found the session to be very insightful as sharing our story is important. Seeing how my parents immigrated to the US and built a foundation and a family by themselves has inspired me to work hard. They have taught me to never give up despite the trials and tribulations and are my most motivating factor and supporters. This session allowed me to better understand how to transcend my message and inspirations to others. Next slide, please. Taking what I have learned during the past 7 weeks, I have learned to make a name for myself. Behind every name is a story, and I choose to share mine and will use this to spread the message that we as Latinas are persevering and strong. I am proud that the Latina leaders we have are a great example of what we can do. I will attend university and strive as a future doctor to also inspire young Latinas to reach their highest potential, because together we can accomplish great things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Do we have any follow-up questions or comments for Sarah?
Sarah, what's your most improved skill out of the program? What did you gain the most value out of it?
Well, during the personal statement session with Katie Garay, she said that we should tell our story without thinking about how others want to hear it. I think that was really important because I feel like we always try to please people, but we should really just be genuine and authentic and, speak from the heart.
Great, thank you so much. Because we're a little bit on a time crunch, we're gonna limit questions to just one for now. So thank you so much, Sarah. We're gonna move on to the next person here. Oh. Perfect. Mercedes, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, hola. My name is Mercedes Milam, and I'm a proud Salvadoreña who actually just got back from visiting El Salvador a few days ago. I am a junior who attends BCC High School in Bethesda, Maryland. My Myers-Briggs results were ENTP, which stands for extroverted, intuitive, thinking, and perceiving, and I added some other words to describe ENTPs as well. So the logo I formed for my brand is a digital pink heart with the letter M and the number 3 inside of it. This represents my initials, and the heart is a symbol that is special to me. Additionally, this design is in the shape of a unique heart that serves as a visual that speaks for my brand's process of creating and building. My tagline is "Channel to create and build with love." I created this tagline to define the fact that I personally strive to convey love and want to help others create and build habits to do so. Additionally, I feel the word channel grants me the flexibility to create a literal professional media channel that advertises my brand. Now on the next slide, I'll share my current elevator pitch. So I already kind of said in the beginning, I am a proud member of the Latina community. I am bilingual, speaking both Spanish and English. I am great at listening and communicating, all while motivating others. My passion is helping others, and I want to continue doing so by providing translations and assistance to those who do not speak English, thus allowing them to receive equal opportunities. I am always inspired by seeing people overcome their struggles. Therefore, I am determined to assist people by giving them a stepping stone to do so too. Next slide. So the session that resonated with me the most was the resume and interview skills session with speakers from Salesforce. I gained important and valuable information while challenging myself to step out of my comfort zone. It was great to hear about their school and work experiences while also receiving feedback to help better ours. Joining the Latina Leadership Academy has allowed me to challenge and prepare myself for the future while being surrounded by inspiring leaders and marvelous women. I'm going to strive to help lead the Latina Student Union at my high school next year during my senior year. Participating in the Latina Student Union this year has been great. I'm looking forward to providing that same welcoming space for others. I also have firm plans to continue involving myself in classes such as Latin American history, IB level Spanish 5 language class, independent tutoring, and personal encounters in order to perfect my language abilities. I'm planning to begin to explore how to professionally translate a specific topic, for example, educational and medical topics. I've continually engaged in translating for others in personal matters. However, clearly I'm not yet a professional. I am passionate to be one and am excited to be one. So thank you.
Great job. Thank you so much, Mercedes. Do we have any comments or follow-up questions for Mercedes before I move forward?
Well, I'm wondering, as a junior, Mercedes, you must be thinking about colleges and where you want to go and what you might want to major in. Can you fill us in a little more on your future plans?
Yeah, so I definitely know I want to major in something that helps others, like healing arts, like helps the body. And then I am positive that I want to at least minor in translating and having native Spanish speakers get the opportunities that they aren't able to get being fluent English speakers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mercedes. Alrighty, we will now move on to the next presentation. It's going to be Teresa. Teresa, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Teresa Montoya Campos. I am a senior at Bethesda Chevy Chase High School in Bethesda, Maryland, same school as Mercedes goes to. I am, well, first I'll talk about the quote that I chose for my first presentation slide is "Making a difference is always possible, especially with persistence and dedication" by Gladys de la Mora, who is a Latina. I really wanted to make sure I use a quote from a Latina woman. I would also like to say that I am a proud immigrant woman from Nicaragua. I moved here when I was 10 years old, and I've been working really hard to make the best out of my migration and make my family proud. So I would like to go to the next slide now. So I was raised really with such a deep love for my country and my community, and all the struggles that my family went through have really shaped me into who I am and what I want to be. So I picked, I don't know if this is actually a quote, but this just popped up in my head when I was thinking about my logo and my brand, and I put "No soy nada sin mi pueblo," which means I'm nothing without my village or my people. And that is, and also that I'm very passionate and very community oriented, because everything that I am is, and everything that I work forward to is to give back to my community and to give all the love. So and whenever I talk to people that know me, they say a lot that I'm a person that really that really knows their life purpose, because I'm a very passionate and loving person. And when I've gone through like many struggles, especially due to like my migration and like learning how to adapt through new American culture. And now that I am 18 years old, I've been in this country for almost 9 years. I'm now able to look back into my past and everything that I worked hard for and everything that my family worked hard for. And I know that that I will become a professional woman and I will be giving back to my community. A lot of people, whenever they succeed, sometimes they see it as a personal success. But when I see myself succeed, I see myself succeeding for my community and everything that I'm telling you, I'm dedicating my life to give back to the Latino community, to the community in Nicaragua, and to the DMV Latinos as well. So I would like to go to the next slide. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my personality type. I am an INFJ, which is the counselor. Angel and Ari were also INFJs, and they are both very amazing women. So I would also like to shout out my madrina, Dovena Serraro. She is also an INFJ, and I felt a personal connection to her because she was a therapist, and I want to go into psychology and become either a therapist or a community psychologist for Latinos and immigrants. And seeing her and then telling me that like we have the same personality type, that just made me so happy that, you know, first of all, there is a Latina therapist out there, and that I just loved engaging in conversations with her about culture and what it means to be Latina, and to really dive in deeper with spirituality and indigeneity as well. So, but with INFJ, going back to that, I'm introverted and I'm energized by my quiet time alone. I'm intuitive. I see patterns and possibilities. I'm feeling, I prioritize people and emotions, and I am judging, which means I prefer structure and order. I'm an organized person, which I think is a very interesting combination, because even though I am organized and I like to, I guess, lead things and be in charge of as many things as I can be, I am very passionate and loving towards people, and I follow my heart, and I still look into possibilities other than facts. So if people tell me like, you can't do this, be realistic, like I'm like, no, like I don't know how I'm gonna get to it, but I'm gonna get to this and I'm gonna get it done. So what I also saw on the website for the Myers-Briggs was that INFJs also have a high degree of intuition about people and deep patience in dealing with emotional situations, which makes us talented, compassionate counselors, social service people, and religious workers. And again, that made me so happy to see, because I want to be a therapist or a community psychologist. That's what I want to be. And I would like to go a little bit deeper into that. So like I said before, there was a lot of, as Latinos in this country, like we all have very different experiences, but like our experiences can very much affect our mental health. And I believe that in the Latino community, like speaking about mental health is very stigmatized. And maybe you guys may know that, like maybe your parents or grandparents or the people around you are like, that's for Americans or that's for white people or something. But the reality is that we brush over many of the generational trauma that we have from colonization and from migrating and war and US intervention that we don't really talk about. So that's why I want to really, I'm gonna go into psychology for college, and I'm going to minor in Latin American studies and Latino studies. And with that, I'm going to apply what I learned from the history of Latin America and the Latino people and combine that in a way for my like work in a way that I can go into those historical facts and see how that impacts you as an individual. So even though like maybe someone who is Latino, let's say like I am helping them with something, like maybe they don't really see the fact that they are Latino as part of their mental well-being or their mental state, like we can dive in deeper and maybe think about what is in our subconscious and how we can really learn more about ourselves. And again, like everything that I do is because I'm honestly like just finding myself. I'm honestly just doing so much research so I can heal myself as I try to heal others. Can we go to the next slide? So, first, I would also say that I started the Latino Student Union at Bethesda Chevy Chase High School, and I am the president currently. And we have a lot of conversations, a lot of different topics. And again, like I love to research about these. That's why I'm so passionate, like I'm so excited to go to college and actually take formal classes on this, because I want to learn about the structures in Latin America that have led us to be where we are. And I like to incorporate that in my meetings. And I'm also part of my school's Minority Scholars Program, where we talk about the opportunity gap for people of color. So my takeaways for the Latinas Leading Tomorrow is that it is never too early to work on your professionalism. So I always see myself as a child, or not as a child, but I whenever I picture myself, I still think of myself as a 10-year-old girl that moved to the United States. And I have a vision of myself to become this professional person, but then sometimes I find myself being like, I'm too young though. I'm too young to start getting a LinkedIn or whatever. But I learned from Latinas Leading Tomorrow that is not the case. It is, especially as Latino women, we are going to be faced with so many obstacles and disadvantages that other people don't experience. And you, like Angel said, you have to work like 10 times harder to get to where you are. And sometimes that is part of how the system is. And so for me as a Latina, like I know I have to be like on it, you know, like pilas puestas, like how we say in Spanish, because I want to just get to where I am, and I'm just very passionate to that. So the fact that I am young does not stop me from putting myself out there and gathering opportunities that will lead to my success. So I also need to start learning how to network with people. And really, I'm a very shy person. I'm an introvert. So although I'm good at speaking to a crowd, as you can probably tell, and I lead a lot of things, making interpersonal connections is struggle I have a little bit sometimes. But I think that is very necessary when it comes to networking. So I'm really going to work on that. And I learned that through the Salesforce and the resume building and personal interviews session. I already knew this, but this Latinas Leading Tomorrow really reinforced the fact that I am a powerful Latina woman. Being in this room with, like, you guys are all so, I don't know, so bright and inspiring. And I love to see, like, a woman is powerful as itself, but an educated woman can go anywhere in the world. And you guys, like, no matter where you come from, your background and everything, you're here and you will do great things. And it's just, I'm so lucky to be in this room with so many other Latina women that are so passionate into uplifting their community. I think that's very beautiful. So like I said, the resume building and interviews was my favorite session. I was putting off making my resume for like over a year. I got like my last job on the spot, so I didn't get to do a resume. But then I did my resume because of LLT. And then like that afternoon, I actually went up my street. I handed a restaurant like my resume and I got hired. Now I have a new job. So I need to really shout out Latinas Leading Tomorrow for that. And also, like I said earlier, I really appreciated my conversations with my madrina and the group in my group for the smallest cohort, because it was really nice to get to know all of you. Next slide, please. So now what? I will be graduating high school in less than a month, and I'm really going to be working on leaving a strong legacy for my school's Latino Student Union and Minority Scholars Program. I want to start training younger people, I guess, to like people below me, like not in like grades below me, to really, I guess, take on these leadership positions and also just, I guess, awaken that insight that they have about these issues. So I really, and also I want to end the year strong with my clubs. I'm also committed to University of Maryland for the fall. I will be, like I said earlier, I will be majoring in psychology and minoring in Latino studies with the goal of one day becoming a powerful therapist or community psychologist for Latinos and immigrants. And I also, this isn't when I'm in college, this is like as soon as possible. I'm going to connect with local organizations for Latinos in the DMV and get highly involved with the Latino community at UMD. So I'm actually very grateful. Before I wanted to move to another city and explore anything, but I'm actually very grateful that I'm staying in the DMV because I think DMV Latinos are just a different breed in a good way. Like we're just so energetic and so full of life and love, and I want to really get involved in these and volunteer and get internships. And I'm actually, last summer I did an internship for my county's countywide minority scholars program, and this summer I'm actually going to help them. I'm going to volunteer to help lead the internship because it really changed my life and I want to be there. So the fact that I will be in Maryland, I'll be so close in this county, like I'm very grateful for that because I can come back to Montgomery County and lead workshops in high schools or like just get connected with other people. And also UMD has a really great Latino community, and they have a Latin dance club that I want to join. And also they have just many other student group organizations, and I just want to be part of that. And also maybe I may have my own radio show and I want to play Latin American music there. So thank you so much for listening to me talk about my plans, and I would love to take any questions or comments now.
Thank you so much, Teresa. We'll just do one question and then we'll move on to the next participant. We're already at time, so we're a little over. But if anyone has a question for Teresa. Teresa, I'll ask a question that was asked earlier. What is your most improved skill since joining the Elite Academy?
Definitely punctuality. We have this saying in Nicaragua, how we're always late to everything. We call it like Nica time, Hora Nica, which is like, and it's like, and I think like a lot of cultures have the same thing. It's like, we're always late to everything. And I think like being this combination of being a Latino woman and being a professional, like it's really just helped. It's just very funny to me. And I loved, waking up in the morning and getting here, like, just talking to you and on Saturdays. And I think definitely punctuality, it has really helped me with my professionalism as well. Like, I'm very grateful for everything that I've had.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I've learned that lesson myself time and time again. So it's a very, very important one. All right. Our next participant is going to be Destiny. Destiny, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, can you go to the next slide, please? To introduce myself, hello, I'm Destiny. I'm Bolivian, and I'm a sophomore at Colgan High School, where I found my passion for STEM, whether that is broadening my horizon in the field, participating in competitive VEX robotics, or simply seizing the moment. I've always maintained a strong sense of identity and courage to express myself and leave an impact on my community. Or easier said, through my tagline, pure authenticity and courage towards innovation and community and self. I resonate a lot with my culture and I love to always express it. Here I have like this one picture of me in my folklore like attire. So I dance to all the Bolivians out here. And as an ENFP, my enthusiasm and passion is seen through my work and my diligence. Next slide, please. An insight on myself. I'm proud to say that being part of Elite has definitely made me more strong and confident that when I walk into a room, the workshop, as being like an engineer and being engineering classes, and being only one of two women and being the only Hispanic in the room, that I can definitely compete with my male white counterparts and be confident in what I present to others. And definitely this experience has given me a lot of valuable professional skills that I will carry throughout my whole professional journey, and hopefully become an engineer and to be under the guidance of some amazing role models who wish to see me succeed. And I think it's really interesting that I'm not sure, but I'll be the first person to choose the Myers-Briggs and leadership dynamics lesson as the lesson that resonated with me the most. And especially because Dr. Laura Rubalcava's session, speaking to her, and although I could say this for all of our amazing guest speakers, there was almost a sense of security and comfort as she listened to our concerns and shared our experiences. And especially since it marked the beginning of Elite, the sense of earnesty and willingness that radiated off all of all my fellow participants made it that much more special for me, and it really reflected on me. And I like the previous speaker, I cannot stress the importance of mental health and having the right mindset. I believe it's vital to being successful in every way. And as well, the self-awareness that the Myers-Briggs has brought me. And a question that has stayed with me since the beginning and even till now would be like that, which was asked by another person to Dr. Laura, which was, how do we overcome the fear of the unknown? In that moment, I realized that this lack of strong Latina leadership and influences has really taken a toll on us, and we can only use that absence to better ourselves and become role models for future generations, as Elite has done for us. Next slide, please. What's next for me? The three most important areas of growth for me, first being personal growth. Recently, I found, especially this week, I definitely need to take the time to find a balance between school and life. Just in general, being like a teenage girl in the 21st century, like life hits you at any point. And I just really need to take like that mental break and figure out my priorities and just always revert back to my original goals, whether that is just learning how to drive or just getting a job. So I really want to focus myself on that. Second, education-wise, in general, I want to use the skills that I've learned from Elite in broadening my knowledge through programs, courses. Recently, I've specifically been very interested in computer science, and I have taken the steps to like apply to programs and also use my skills from the resume building sessions to start building my resume and hopefully apply for an NWCIT award, hopefully. And then third, but last but most important, community-wise, again, Elite has definitely showed me the significance of how important it is to give back to community and remember where you came from, because community was what makes you and like shapes you. And so I've been trying to branch out to different volunteer opportunities and just to different organizations that correlate with my vision and my passion. Specifically, I've gotten the opportunity to internship with this organization and introducing kids to the STEM field, or something I'm so passionate about and really excited to do in the summer. Next slide, please. To end it off, I like to end it off with like a short but sweet quote. Collaboration, creativity, and respect build lifelong connections that matter and make a difference, propelling us to work together across all boundaries. Diane Luna, another strong Latina influence. And then here I just have like my Instagram and my my LinkedIn in a barcode. So I definitely wish to maintain this special relationship that we built throughout this whole experience. I'm very thankful for my madrina, especially like the moment I met her, it was almost like a starstruck moment, because she is what I would want to be, an engineer. And especially being surrounded by all these amazing other girls who also have aspirations as myself, it was such a unique experience. And I always hope, like, if you guys have, I'm always rooting for you guys. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can contact me. And yeah, I'm just always rooting for you guys. That's it. Any good questions?
Destiny, was there a part of the program that you struggled with?
Specifically, definitely the interview like session, the mock interview, definitely like I definitely would have wanted to do a lot better. I feel like I wasn't prepared enough, and I originally came into elite lacking communication skills. Although like when it comes to like a regular situation, a regular environment, I do believe I'm good at communicating and I'm a friendly person and an extrovert. But when it comes to a professional setting, I definitely think I struggled a bit. So in that aspect, yes, but like hearing the feedback from my interviewer, it definitely helped me a lot and helped me a lot prepare for this presentation.
Great.
All right, Destiny, thank you so much. We're going to move on to our next presentation. It's going to be Maria. Maria, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi. Oh, my presentation begins a little later. The next one, sorry. Sorry, the next one.
Sure.
Sorry.
Here we go. Right.
So, hi, my name is Maria Gonzalez Ibar. I am first generation Mexican American. I am the first in my family to go to college, the first woman to go to college for a STEM focused major. I'm currently a junior at Wakefield High School, and my Myers-Briggs results were INTJ, which is introverted, intuitive, thinking, and judging. I find that to be really accurate, and some jobs that coincided with the results were computer scientist, software developer, which are things I'm interested in at the moment. Also, part of the quote I found within the website was applying creativity and rationality, which I find to be, again, very accurate. A good example, I think, would be this presentation. I put something I really like, Netflix, into for you guys. For my tagline and my brand, this quote really summarized what I want to push out, which was unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved, by Maddie Stepanek. Actually, one of the reasons I joined the Elite Academy was because I really enjoyed my high school LLT, and I really wanted to, even though we would go on certain days after school, I really wanted to be more involved. And someone that grew up in a very family-oriented house, unity and community are two very important things that play into who I am. Next slide, please. Insight on self. At the moment, actually, I realized that within the academy, I unknowably learned a lot about myself, which wasn't what I originally had in mind. In the end, I'm actually grateful that that was the case. I not only learned so much about myself within the 6 to 7 weeks that I was here, but I got to learn about other people and create friendships through that. And one of the meetings that really stuck with me was the Salesforce meeting. Like many others, the interview and resume really helped me. I felt really nervous during certain parts of the interview, and actually, thanks to that, I tried incorporating that into my response for the interviewer. I can definitely say that I've gained a lot more confidence in comparison to who I was before the academy, which was also one of the major things I wanted to improve. Next slide, please. Now what? So now that the academy is finishing, I can actually say that I already used many of the resources given to me that had like the interview and resume skills, especially when I was applying to scholarships. And I actually got into one engineering program thanks to the academy. I actually plan on improving and carrying these skills to my senior year all the way to my adult life. You're never done learning. And I feel like these things are, like, thanks to these, I'm always going to be improving. One other thing, I really enjoyed the meetings, the way they were set up and planned. And I plan on taking what I've learned and using that to influence and build a stronger relationship and schedule with my high school LLT. I also hope to be able to communicate more with the people in the academy and be able to
talk outside and look back at many things that we've done. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Maria. Do we have one follow-up question for Maria before we move forward?
Well, I guess I'm curious whether the program was what you expected, Maria. Were there some things in it that surprised you?
Actually, I didn't go intending, I wanted to major in computer science, but I applied to an engineering program, which wasn't, many of the mentors that I talked to pushed me to do it. They're like, even though it's something that you're not really going towards, you should try it out, and I was kind of indecisive back then because I also wanted to do cybersecurity, something, I definitely knew that I wanted to do something STEM major. So I'm really thankful for the people that pushed me. And although it wasn't something I expected to do, it's something that I'm grateful to I'm grateful that I was given the opportunity to do it.
Great, thank you so much, Maria. Next, we're going to do Natalia. And I just want to remind everybody again to just be mindful of the time. Each presentation should be about 3 minutes, followed by another minute or so of questions. So just keep that in mind as we're moving forward. Thank you so much. Natalia, you may unmute yourself whenever you're ready.
Is that my presentation or like my portfolio? Because if it is the portfolio, I would like you to go like back to like the end, please. Like to end of the presentation. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay. Buenas tardes, hola a todos. My name is Natalia, and I'm a proud Latina. I was born in Venezuela, but I grew in Panama. So I would say that, like, I would consider myself like both. I'm a sophomore at Northwest High School. I'm good at broadcasting, and I'm also one of the community service leaders at my school. I'm a fighter for justice, especially when I know that something is unfair, and I know that something is not like using the proper way. I am passionate, very committed, proactive with all the activities that I do. I'm a leader, managing a group, taking into account others people's ideas and my ideas. So in this way, I can carry out the projects and make them work. So I want to explain my logo, because for me, it was a whole dilemma when I was like trying to do my logo, because I wanted it to be like special. I wanted it to be something that really, really represents who I am. So, okay, you can see in there that there's like a shadow, like a woman like with curly hair, and there's like a story behind of it. I'm the only person in my family that has curly hair, and I always have been really, really insecure about it. My whole life, I went to a non-school, and many times they would tell me like, that's not appropriate for like the school code, and I would straighten my hair or like braid it. And there came a point when I was like, this is not me. My hair was like looking bad, and I just like cut it off, and I just like ran it back again. So that's why I put it, because I wanna show that there's no like a stereotype perfect about how a girl should look like. And I'm currently working in a guidance for like tips about how to take care of curly hair, and I'm gonna start my own Instagram page. And also breaking bounds. I was a person that used to quit the things really fast because I was like, oh my God, I'm not good enough, or like these other participants are like so good. And that's why throughout my whole life, I tried many things, but I will always quit. But there came a point when I was like, this needs to stop. I'm not like that. So I started to like working in those skills that I knew that I could be better, like broadcasting and like public speaking. And I used to be really shy before, so I'm trying to improve that part. So also after I did the personality test, I found out that I was ENFJ. That is also is also known like as a teacher. It means extrovert, intuitor, feeler, and judger. I wasn't surprised when I got my like results, because I always like to help people, like a lot. It's one of my passions. And when I was growing up, I knew that I want to do something related with like helping community. So I'm thinking about doing something like sociology or like human sources or like be a teacher. Next slide, please. Okay, the amount of things that I have been learning from this course are uncountable. Like I can even make them, like there are so much, but these are my key ideas. So my first one is that you never fail, you only create experiences. It's okay to be told no. Preparation before interviews give you an advantage. When you ask questions of employers, it shows a lot of character. We always have to leave positive marks in everything we do, always give the best of ourselves. And that's what I always try to do whenever I'm gonna do like something related with a schoolwork or something out of school, because if you leave your mark, people will be like, oh my God, that's the girl that wasn't here like months ago. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to leave into every place that I go. And also when making a personal statement, you must take into account the type of scholarship place that you are applying for. Every word, no matter how small, makes a big difference. We are used to, I don't know, like to please people and don't do what we like. And that's what I'm trying to fight against for, because before I used to be the kind of person that I was so insecure of myself, and I used to say things to myself like, oh my God, like their work is better than mine. And I was not like being sure about what I was doing. And with this program, I learned that I need to be more like secure in all the things that I'm doing. So I'm gonna improve. One of the sessions that most resonated with me was the session with Miss Angie Garza, because she changed my whole perspective. Before getting into the program, I was like I didn't really care about my social media. I was like, I mean, who is gonna look at it? Like, I just didn't really care. But actually, our social media talks are real, like so much about us. Like many people see us and they don't even talk to us. They just go directly to our social media. And I think that's a problem that we are having today. But I think that like as a problem, we need to find a way to get adapt to it. So they also explained that we must keep our personal life like separated from our like professional life. So yes, that's some of my takeaways. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, now what? So for me, the second and third slide are really related for each one. So I'm a sophomore, as I said before, but I feel like I don't want to wait until I'm a senior to find my path or to find my passion. So I was like, what can I do right now that's going to help me go to college? So like literally after every meeting that I had, I went for help into my school. So in my slides, you can see like there are like two like little papers that have like a label that says now. So are things that I've been doing like after the sessions. Last week, I talked to my counselor about changing my schedule to change more difficult classes for next year. I want to apply to the LISTES program because I didn't say it, but I'm new in this country. Like I moved in here like 1.5 years ago, and I didn't know English when I moved. It was like so hard for me to get adapted, and I felt like this was not my home. But I'm fighting to make this place my home too, like a third country. So another like goal that I have is that to apply for the Red Cross program and be certified because I've been taking health at my school, and I think this is a really important skill that we all need. A few weeks ago, I talked to my grandma, and she said something like, if you don't like where you are, just move because you are not a tree. And I think that that's really important. I used to just think about what things were wrong on me, but I just didn't do anything to improve. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's are my goals. So one of my goals for next year is to run as president for the School Latino Association in my school. We do have one, but the only thing is that they just wait until the Hispanic Heritage Month to celebrate us. I feel that every single month should be Hispanic month, because we all should be proud and like to embrace our culture and to show the world like how much power we have and all the things that we can do. Also, last week, or like it was like 3 weeks ago, I applied for the School of Spanish Society and I got in, and I'm so excited for it. And yes, and in like about 3 weeks, I'm gonna have like my first job, like interview for a job, and I'm gonna use all my skills that I've been learning, and I'm so excited about it. As I said before, I want to think about like college. So some of like the college that I've been thinking about is Georgetown. I know it's really hard to get in, but I like challenges. That's what I want to get in. And also University of Maryland, because I've been told that it's a really good place for immigrants, and that you can make a lot of friends in there. So, and lastly, but not less important, I want to say thank you to Ms. Arami, to all the volunteers, to all the guest speakers that we had, and also the judges that are in here, because they are taking part of their time to be in here. I really appreciate. And also, I don't see this program just a place to go and learn. I think you in here, you make friends too. I made a lot of friends in here, Samantha. I had a pleasure to meet Marie and Julieta. It was really nice, and I'm so happy and excited to see you all in the breakfast. And yes, that was my presentation. If you have any questions, I'm open to answer them.
Great job. Thank you, Natalia. Do we have a follow-up question for Natalia before we move to the next person? Natalia, I just want to shout you out because I know that getting to the sessions with technical difficulties was a struggle for you. So I just want to say thank you so much for always being engaged and focusing and showing up. I really appreciate it. Really says a lot about who you are. I'm so glad you're here with us in this cohort this year. I guess I'll have a follow-up question. What is a skill that you feel like you most improved on from the beginning to now?
This is like when I got into this program, it's been like almost a year, because I was not used to Zoom, so I was so shy to talk to people. Like I would be in the breakout rooms and I would be so shy. And I remember Samantha was in there and she would just talk to me. And also I met Daniela in one of the breakout rooms. I would say that my communication skills have improved. And that's one of the most important things that I've learned in here. And also the resume, because I'm going to like this interview and I was like, okay, what I'm going to do, like what kind of questions can I just like make? So after like the 6th section, I guess, we had the opportunity to practice, and I think that that's one of the most important things about like this program, and I'm doing better like about how to answer quick, because I used to think so much before answering to something. So yes, I guess that's what I like, or like what I learned or improved the most in this course.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Natalia. We're gonna just jump right into the next person. We're gonna do Bianca next because she has to head out, and then we're gonna do Karen right after that. So Bianca, let me share my screen here. Alrighty. Bianca, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
So in advance, I just would like to apologize if you can't really understand me. I got my wisdom teeth taken out, so my lisp is a little more emphasized than usual. But let's begin. Hi, my name is Bianca Bejarano. I'm a junior at Winston Churchill High School. I have a strong passion to succeed in, hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry, my mom was also on the line. It was connecting. I have a strong passion to succeed in the business industry, to pursue this dream of mine. I've enrolled myself in a few leadership programs to advance my skills and knowledge. My strong drive of commitment rooted from playing soccer since I was 5 and pursuing the sport to now. Some people view me as motivated, driven, and cooperative. I'm always trying to find programs that could help me become more self-aware as a leader and opportunities to make connections in the business industry. I'm a passionate Latina who is hardworking and will stop at nothing to accomplish her goals. Next slide. So for my digital footprint, all that came up for me personally was my LinkedIn profile. Next one. So for the Myers-Briggs result, I got ENTJ as my personality type, and which falls along with someone who is competitive, highly motivated, and focused, and sees just about everything by focusing more on the bigger picture. And ENTJs thrive by setting long-term goals and making highly analytical decisions, and often do well in high-stress leadership roles. So this is my tagline logo. I've personally designed my logo design. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. My dream is to be able to help people while leading a successful business. Some people may call me crazy for having such a wide imagination, but so did others when Harriet Tubman thought about creating the Underground Railroad. What drew me to use Harriet Tubman's quote as my tagline was that she showed bravery, leadership, passion, and power to help others. And those are the character traits I hope to demonstrate. I changed my logo cover to a female character leading the men behind her to empower women, but still value the importance of teamwork. So this is my vision board. Creating this vision board helped me organize my thoughts, goals, desires, and speak it into existence. As you can see, I'm keen on becoming a leader of a successful business, but what I truly want to see in life is equality. Women and men given the same opportunities. Not only as women, but as Latinas, we have to work 10 times harder to reach our goals. One day, I hope my daughter and other young Latinas and girls will recognize our hardship, sacrifices, persistence, and we can be strong role models for them, just like how all the Majaninas have become our role models in this program. So this lesson that I resonated the most with would be the Myers-Briggs session. Originally, I felt lost trying to find who I was, what job roles I could really see myself pursuing. And reviewing my results gave me a sense of ease by being able to organize how I manage my energy, process information, make decisions. Being able to put how I feel into words gave me a sense of comfort as I ran into the personality traits of an ENTJ and truly resonated and connected it to how I act and think. I recommended the MBTI test to my friends because what I took from this experience was that learning who you truly are can help you move forward as a person and create the best version of you. Not only can the MBTI test be useful in the work environment, but my friends and I have started utilizing our result and improving how we communicate to one another based on our results. So now what? Utilizing the resume sample provided and guidance from guest speakers brought to this program, I will be beginning my summer internship at Legacy Partners, a small marketing firm working with Fortune 100 and 500 companies. I want to thank Ms. McCloskey for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this incredible experience, Ms. Razuri, my Majanina, and the other guest speakers for educating and taking the time to get to know us and helping us pave the path to success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bianca. Does anyone have a follow-up question for Bianca?
I do. Bianca, you seem unusually ambitious with very specific goals for somebody your age. I'm very impressed by that, and I'm wondering where that comes from.
I have to give credit to my parents. They've instilled that into me at a very early age. My mom being an independent woman who has worked her entire life, raising her younger brother at such a young age, and my father who immigrated from Peru to America, and all he knew was how it worked. And my parents wanted to instill that in me, given my privileges. and I just want to make them proud.
I love that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bianca. All right, next we have Karen. And Karen, whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Oh. So this is the Elite final presentation by me. And so my personal quote is be delusional, because the sky is not the limit, you're the limit. You can go to the next slide. So my elevator pitch is, hello, my name is Karen Salas Fuentes. I am a senior at Wakefield High School. I'm taking AB Calc and Intro to IT. I'm also in my school's robotics club, math and science honor society. My ultimate career goal is to become an engineer. I became passionate about being an engineer when I took a Virginia Tech Industry Link program during the summer of 2021, which was a 2-week program taught by their Calhoun students. We learned about coding with Arduino, and we worked with virtual reality, drones, and scaffolding, and talked with an electrical engineer. You go to the next slide. So the session that resonated with me the most was the personal branding one. These notes are a combination of the 2 people I interviewed. So my strengths were funny, thoughtful, considerate, think things through, always try your best, and are determined and ambitious. My weakness were procrastination and time management. And what stands out, you are the type of person that can say funny things, cheer someone up, and be helpful. You're also really hardworking. The car comparison was a Mini Cooper, and the celebrity comparison was J-Lo. The thing that surprised me the most was that people saw me as funny. I don't believe I tried to resonate that energy, but I guess it comes naturally. And my friends saw me as a little shy, and the adult saw me as outgoing, which is 2 different perspectives, which was very interesting to know about. You could go to the next slide. So it shows my Myers-Briggs assessment. So I got ENTJ, and it says ENTJs are strategic leaders, quick to see inefficiency and motivate to organize change. And the next picture is a list of the jobs that match with ENTJ, and I just chose the engineering ones, and I was happy that biomedical engineering was there, and also aerospace, because those are the both of the engineering types that I really want to go into. But when I go into college, I'll probably figure that out more. And you can go to the next slide. So my ENTJ strengths and weaknesses are strong-willed, efficient, strategic thinking, charismatic leader, and the weakness is blunt and dominant, intolerant, arrogant, poor handling of emotion. I do resonate with some and not with others. I do believe I am strong-willed, efficient, and a strategic thinking. For some of the weakness, I believe I do resonate with some, but I do not want to expose myself. We could go to the next slide. So the next step is that I will be attending the University of Richmond. I will be doing their 3-2 program, which are 3 years at Richmond and 2 years at the University of Columbia. I will be graduating with a liberal arts degree from Richmond and an engineering degree from Columbia. And my future is about to begin, and the jobs interviews and applications are just starting. So the LinkedIn will help me get jobs interviews and get into programs. So while in my college journey, I would like to work on my personal brand using the tips that Angie Garza gave, which I really loved. I will be applying all that I learned throughout this program to my future. And I thank you all for giving me this opportunity to be in this program. And if you go to the next slide, it also shows I'm in Vex Robotics, and I'm like in the beginning of programming my robot. So this is like where it began. I was doing prototypes. It took me really long to figure out what type of robot it was gonna be. It was a little difficult to find the design, but I'm so glad I did it. And this program kept reminding me that I'm doing this for a reason, to inspire other Latinos. And like the guest speakers, they went through struggles during their careers, and now they're here talking to us and inspiring what we do. And if you go to the other slides, it shows where it's going now. I'm currently programming it, and I'm so excited. I like went through blood and tears on this robot. It went through a lot of like trials and errors, and I really love my determination throughout the whole thing. And I loved every like teacher that helped me through it. It's like really emotional to talk about, but I like really loved it. I'm about to cry.
Thank you so much, Karen. Do we have any follow-up questions before I move on to the next person? Great job on the robot. I would not know where to begin on that kind of stuff.
It was my first time.
Yeah, it looks great. Oh, sorry, do we have a question? Anybody? Karen, what is your the biggest obstacle you feel like you overcame during this program?
I feel like the biggest obstacle was definitely turning in all the assignments on time. That was really surprising for me because the assignments are pretty easy, but my time management is not really is not really good. So that's the thing that I really struggled with, but I completed it all on time. I'm still working on my digital portfolio, but it's all going good.
Awesome, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have Jessica. Here, I got presentation ready. All right, Jessica, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, can you go to the next slide, please? Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Benavides and I'm currently a junior at Wauketsma High School. As the first in my family to almost finish high school, I strive to be the best I can be. I've gone on the road throughout my high school years. I take part in 10 different clubs in and after school. I have a job on the weekend and summer, and I want to be the first to go to college in my family. I'm very passionate about many things, including, but not limited to, women's rights, deaf awareness, LGBTQ matters, culture, and minority rights. Each of my clubs correlates to each of my passions. Next slide, please. My Myers-Briggs personality type I got was INFP, also known as the healer, which stands for introversion, intuition, feeling, and perceiving. The test was really accurate and it kind of scared me. I felt kind of called out because my friends always describe me as their shoulder to cry on. I love being there for them, whether they're happy or sad. I love helping them. I love helping people, and INFPs take up 4% of the population, which shows off another additional factor to show off my uniqueness. Next slide, please. Attending the Leading Tomorrow Elite Academy gave me great opportunities I could use furthermore in my life and career. As described in my personality type, I despise presenting, but here I am because the Academy earned me some confidence, gave me some confidence by meeting the brilliant, amazing, inspiring, and kind Latinas here. The session that resonated with me the most was the resume and interview skills because we all will eventually need resume and good interview skills. And for me, as an example, I will get my first official job. I want to get my first official job in the summer because my previous jobs were just like babysitting for friends and family friends and family in general. So I hope that I could get my first official job. Next slide, please. What's next for me is after finishing my junior year, I I need to think about college, like doing my college essay, applications, all that good stuff. I will graduate in the summer of 2023 and plan on attending McGurk College, then transferring to Towson University, which has a great deaf studies program and minor in women's studies. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you so much, Jessica. Do we have a follow-up question?
Jessica, what 10 years from now, what will you remember from the program?
I will most likely remember all the inspirational things that I've learned here. Just seeing more empowering women being successful and meeting people Latinas like me. It's just really a really nice opportunity for any girl.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jessica. Next, we have Natalie. Natalie, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and start.
Well, hello. Welcome to our final presentation. Can we go to the next slide, please? Today, I'll be talking about who I am, my brand, personality, inside of me, favorite session, and what I will do after the elite program. First, let me start off by introducing myself. My name is Natalie. I'm a proud bilingual Latina who's currently learning American Sign Language. I'm a sophomore at Wakefield High School, and both my parents are Salvadorian, so I'm what they call pura salvadoreña. I will not be reading my whole elevator speech due to time, but next slide. My personality is an INTJ, also known as the mastermind. There's some of the careers, and one that stood out to me was political scientist because I want to go into public policy. So it was similar to what I want to do later on. And at the bottom, there is a quote by Isabel Briggs Myers that just suits INTJs. Next slide. Moving on to my brand, I chose a tagline, your challenges don't define you, they only help create you, because everyone goes through challenges, but that doesn't signify that that's who you are. It just helps you create yourself as a person. And adding on to that, I chose butterflies because for my logo, because it symbolize spirituality, like rebirth, transformation, change, hope, and life, which is what I want to give to myself and others when they meet me. So next slide. My favorite session was a personal branding because it allowed me to find ways, as in logos, taglines. It just motivated me to go deeper in finding myself and questioning what I want to give to someone when they first meet me. And I just thought that it really helped me. So next slide. Well, like I said, what I can take away is just how to present myself in like about 5 minutes or so or below with my logo, tagline, elevator speech, because I want to be the person people remember who just randomly came up to them and just made herself known and made a name for herself. And I just want people to remember me. Next slide. What I plan to do after the elite program is be more involved in my leadership activities in school and my community. I'm currently have an internship with a woman who's running for Congress, Victoria Singh for District 8. She's going to be the first Latina to ever run for Congress in the District 8. And she's helped me want to break the boundaries that people put on us Latinos. And she would help, if you guys are 18 and registered to vote, please vote, because it will help us Latinos have a voice in Congress and better improve our lifestyles and quality. Next, I want to apply for college and scholarships. I have an internship later on that's going to help me get a scholarship as well. And after that, I want to get accepted to my dream school, UNC, North Carolina. And if not, Georgetown is my second option. I also want to become president of the United States of America, just to be the voice of the people who can't speak their mind. And I also want to give back to my family and community once I'm done with that. Next slide. And then that's my Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, just in case you guys want to contact me in any way. I am always here to make new friends and support people.
Great, thank you so much, Natalie. Do we have a follow-up question for Natalie? Or future President Natalie?
Well, I'm curious why UNC? Are you like really into basketball?
No, that too, but I recently went to visit UNC because my sister is currently at Duke and it's only a couple minutes away. And once I stepped foot, it just felt like that's where I belonged. It's like everything just came crashing down. I just felt like it's where I needed to be.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Natalie. Next, we're going to have Jaylene.
Okay. Okay, hola, buenas tardes. So I am Salvadorian. I am the first generation in my family who plans to attend college. And I am a current sophomore at James Hoover Blake High School. I am interested in psychology and CPS, working with kids because they're my passion.
I'm sliding over to your presentation slides. That's here. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So wait, can you can you show my tagline and logo first?
Sure.
Okay, so well, just leave.
This one?
Yeah, just leave that one. So basically, I created the tagline because as a woman, we have multiple things going around, especially as a Latina, because you have to cook, you're traveling and everything. So I wanted to include everything. And my tagline and logo is basically based on creativity and how it's unlimited, because us as a Latina, we're creative in multiple ways, cooking and everything. So I wanted to have everything in that circle and have a female in the middle, since it is unlimited for anyone. Okay, you can go to the last ones now, please. And as I was saying, how it is unlimited, and yeah, the next one. And a lesson that was taught to me was that anything that is made online stays online forever, since it is a good habit to not post things, or else you would get in trouble. The equity session made me realize that anything that is put online will stay online forever. And the workshop made me learn that there's multiple dangers of online and social media. So it's good to put what you think you would want your grandma to see. There you go. Next. And this academy gave me the opportunity to understand the success of women. We saw multiple women presenting for multiple presentations. It opened my eyes and made me realize that you're capable of learning, if anything. And this workshop helped multiple of us realize what we want to do. And I believe that you putting yourself out there can set you to have more, even if it doesn't help you go anywhere, but it will get you somewhere. And this taught me to start preparing for college, because it's never too early to start preparing for college. And yeah.
Great, thank you so much, Jaylene. I just have a follow-up question for you. I saw you said that after this, you're gonna join more clubs and activities. Like, what specific clubs or activities are you looking forward to joining after this?
I'm planning to join more like Hispanic activities, because I feel like as a female and a Hispanic, I want to be more of a leader, and I want to help my school have more leaders that are Hispanics, because my school is like very whitewashed. So I would want to have that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely see you being a leader in those clubs. Do you have those clubs at school already, or would you have to start one?
We have one, but it's still like whitewashed.
Okay, so they need you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to hear about it later. Last but not least, we have our last presentation. Daniela, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Thank you all so much for staying on and for your patience. Daniela, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Buenas tardes, señoritas. I am Daniela Calderon, and I am from El Salvador, and I am a sophomore at Freedom High School. I am very excited for the future, although I enjoy the present. I like keeping myself busy, which is why I'm in I'm very active in school. I'm in the tennis team, drill team, and I was the secretary of my class. Trying new things and improving myself is something that really motivates me. I believe that every mistake is an opportunity to grow. I like learning languages, so I took French for 5 years, joined the French Honor Society, and downloaded Duolingo. I am good at memorizing, and I was able to memorize 3 drill sequences with 20 commands each. When I was little, my mom used to work a lot, so she couldn't do my hair, and that's how I learned how to do braids. As you can see, I have one here. Right now, I am la niña, la princesa de la casa. It's just for now, because I'm gonna have a baby brother soon. He's gonna steal that title from me. Can you please go to the next slide? Thank you. So my mindset began to change as I heard the other guests talk about their experiences. I remember one of them saying that she was applying, that she submitted her application, but it was rejected. She kept trying and trying, but it was not approved. But she never gave up. I learned that failure is okay and that you should keep trying. The session that resonated with me the most was session 5, interview skills and resume. Let me tell you, I did not see myself writing a resume and practicing for an interview in my sophomore year. I think I was, I don't know, too young to do it. So another thing, I didn't even know I needed to write an elevator pitch because I thought it was for business people that were looking for an investor. I don't know where I got that from, but like, yeah. So the information given on that day was very useful to me, and I am ready for any interview. Can you please go to the next slide? Thank you. As I said before, I am excited for the future, although it is a little scary. And first, I want to graduate an advanced diploma. Then I would like to go to Embry-Riddle University because of the abroad program they have. And then I did some research, and it looks like it's one of the best aviation schools in the United States. It's located in Florida, and I've always dreamt of living there. So it's a good option. Studying abroad interests me a lot. And if I could, I would like to study in Europe or East Asia and learn their language. In my JROTC class, we talk about the history of flight, and we're doing a plane. We're painting it, and then we're putting all the pieces together, and it caught my attention that I want to become a pilot. I'm not sure if I want to become a commercial pilot or an Air Force pilot, but we're getting there. Also, a pilot must have leadership skills. Otherwise, accidents are most likely to occur. So I'll be taking more programs like this one in the future. Thank you very much for listening to me today, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniela. Do we have a follow-up question for Daniela?
What was the hardest part of the program, Daniela?
I'm gonna say hardest part was organizing myself. Since I had a school, I had after school activities, and then the program, it was so hard to organize myself. So I found a way, and now I'm here trying to succeed in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniela. You did a great job, and you're so articulate. All right, I will. I just want to share a photo. I want to say, can y'all see the photo, by the way, or is it cut off?
It's a little cut off.
I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, well, I'll show it here, so you can see all your beautiful faces. I just want to say that concludes our final presentations, and I want to say congratulations to all our Elite Academy graduates. You are now officially alumni of this program. You all should be very proud of yourselves. It was so inspiring to hear all of your presentations. I want to thank our judges for staying on, all our participants as well for staying on. We went a little bit over, but I'm so proud to hear all of the wonderful things you said. It's been a pleasure and a privilege getting to know each and every one of you and watching your growth. I plan to stay in contact with you. Please stay in contact with LLT. You will have our emails, you have our contact info. I see the chat is popping off now. Congratulations. Yes, congratulations to everybody. I'm so excited to see you all at our celebration breakfast in a few weeks. I won't take any more of your time, so you are welcome to log off. once we get the final scores from our judges, we will follow up with you all and announce our scholarship winners and Macy's winners as well. Please turn in your final digital portfolio if you have not done so already. It is a requirement if you'd like to attend the breakfast. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Thank you again to the board, the committee, our sponsors, our speakers, all the parents on the call today. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Elite Academy, pay attention to your emails. I will be sending a post-assessment survey, which I'll ask you to fill out so we can get feedback on our program. That is it for today. Thank you so much again. It's been a pleasure, and have a happy Saturday.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Great job, everyone. I know this is a lot of work. And time.
All right. Anyone have any questions?
Sorry, I have a quick question.
Yeah, sure.
About the portfolio, I'm aware it's like to today. Like, is there like any time you want us to turn it in by?
I mean, 11:59 is fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
enough
yeah,
time.
yeah. And then the committee is going to review them over the next week.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Great job, Destiny.
Thank you.
Anyone have any final thoughts or questions on the call?
Oh yeah, I left like a comment in the chat that my final presentation, I put it like my folder with the portfolio. So both of them are like in there. I just wanted to let you know.
Perfect. Yeah, I saw that. I think
I sent you both like an email. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I saw it. Thank you so much, Natalia. I appreciate it.
Bye. Thank
Bye. Have a good one.